As the sun sets over mid-Michigan, the sports spirit ignites. Volleyballs soar, echoing the determination of champions. The gridiron roars to life as student-athletes clash in a dance of skill, strength, and strategy. Basketball courts pulse with energy, each dribble a heartbeat of the game. As winter turns to spring, the diamonds will glisten under the sun, a stage for baseball and softball glory and triumph. Fans unite in a symphony of support for their beloved teams. Amid cheers and tears, memories are etched into the tapestry of time. Join us as we journey through the magic that is high school sports. It's time for high school football on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Hello and welcome to Shepherd High School for tonight's contest with the Shepherd Blue Jays and the Millington Cardinals. Two kind of non-traditional teams here playing against each other with these two squads, but I am expecting a fantastic game. And it's also military night, a very special thing that Shepherd does every year. And right now, Shepherd is 1-0. Millington is 1-0. You look at last year, Shepherd was 3-6. And they played, well, these two teams have played one other time back in 2018, and Millington dusted Shepherd 51-6. Last year, Millington was 12-1. They lost in the state semifinals to Jackson Lumen Christi, an absolute powerhouse. And so if you're thinking Shepherd, the D5 school, playing the D7 school, maybe they're the favorite, as Lee Corso would say, not so fast, my friend, because this Millington team is a powerhouse. You go look at that Michigan-football.com. They have won a whole lot of districts, a whole lot of regionals, and in particular since 2000, they have just been really, really strong. But it's a very, very young Blue Jay team, a new-look Blue Jay team. Matter of fact, 15 or so of the starters are going to be sophomores both ways for the Shepherd Blue Jays. At quarterback, it'll be Brady Robinson. In the backfield, you're going to have Ty Burns. Tight end's going to be Sam King. Wide receivers, Remy Hayworth, Noah Clevenger, along with Mr. Tristan Fisher. It was Tristan Fisher and Van Alstyne who had some of the touchdowns last week as the Blue Jays bested Elma 20-13. And that defense last week, holy moly, they held Elma under 100 yards, and Elma never got across the Shepherd 40-yard line. That's how dominant they were. But it's going to be a much tougher test here tonight against the Millington Cardinals. And it's going to kind of be one of those, well, was it Elma's offense last week? Was it Shepherd's defense, or was it a little bit of both? We are going to find out as the Blue Jays and the Cardinals are set to do battle here at Shepherd's Veterans Memorial Stadium. It said Veterans Night. All of them out there being honored right now. Everybody getting a clap. I feel like I'm not doing my part, but I got to be on the air talking to you guys. And also, he's probably going to give me that look, but I got to give a tip of the cap to the veteran up here helping us out, my main man, Adam Gursky, for his service and his shout-out. We appreciate it so much. Military night here at Shepherd, just an absolutely special event, and we're open for an absolutely special game between the Millington Cardinals and the Shepherd Blue Jays, both coming in at 1-0. If you were able to join us last night, things went a little haywire in the second half, but we did our best to make sure things were smooth. But Ithaca ultimately won 30-22 over Standish Sterling, and so that was a big, big win for them, and they're up 21-0 at the half. Really had a battle back. We're going to take a break here on our GI Tech pregame show because it looks like they're getting ready for the national anthem. So we're going to send it out to a quick commercial break here to hear from our friends at Barberry Law Firm and ENS Graphics. When we come back, we'll be getting ready for Shepherd Millington High School football here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Hey, Rowan. Want to toss the ball around?
No, thanks.
A quick game of chess?
Maybe later.
Want me to teach you to ride a bike?
Papa, we did all that when I was little.
I guess you're right. Barberry Law's kept me so busy, time has just flown by.
There is one thing, though. You got any cookies?
Thought you'd never ask.
For over 4 decades, ENS Graphics has delivered confidence, trust, and peace of mind by providing their customers with expert service and using state-of-the-art technology. We all know in sports, what's on the inside counts the most. But when it comes to your business, school, organization, what's on the outside, does matter. If your business needs anything printed, ENS Graphics can do it. If you want your business, school, club, organization, or team to look good, ENS Graphics will make you look good. ENS Graphics, a proud supporter of the Mid-Michigan community and their local athletes. Visit ensgraphics.com, visit them in Ithaca, or call 989-875-2828. ENS Graphics, printing all things physical. Welcome back inside the Barberry Law Studios here at Shepherd High School. It is the GI Tech pregame show, and the GI Tech kids be in Mount Pleasant tonight covering Saginaw United and the Mount Pleasant Oilers. The Oilers 0-1 after a really, really tough game with Saginaw Heritage last week. I mentioned Ithaca winning last night. Other games in action tonight. Sacred Heart already in action. They had a 5 o'clock kickoff versus Engadine at Gaylord St. Mary's, and so we'll have some updates from that. We'll be able to let you know who won that game. Beale City is at Roscommon, and Clare faces Sanford Meridian. And the rare matchup that could happen twice with Clare and Sanford Meridian. They have the Jack Pine crossover later in the year, so there is a chance Clare and Sanford Meridian have each other on the schedule twice, but that'd be kind of fun for that little rivalry right there. Got to thank some more of our sponsors of the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. We'll have the Bird All-American Grill post-game show, Bill's Custom Fab, and the fabrication of the game. Have the Gates Drilling and Service halftime report. Big shout out to all of them, along with our friends at J&J Auto, Mount Pleasant Heating and AC, Konwinski Construction, Weber Brothers Sawmill, and Mumford Oil and Gas Supply, along with our friends at ENS Graphics and GNS Mechanical. Again, this Millington team, I look at that roster, I do not see a single underclassman on the team. It's all juniors. It's all seniors. They've got some big bodies out there. You see some 220s, some 230s, a 297 as well. And this Shepherd team, they're going to be very, very young. Noah Clevenger in the starting lineup, a sophomore. Brady Robinson in the starting lineup, a sophomore. Easton Van Alstyne will be out there a bunch, just a sophomore. Wes Cluley, a starting linebacker, just a sophomore. Mason Eisenberger, Ty Burns, both starters, just sophomores. So, again, this is a very, very young squad, but a really talented squad and a talented sophomore class for the Shepherd Blue Jays. And so they're expecting big things from them, but this is going to be the biggest test that they've had at varsity football. Last week, they got down 13-0 and were able to score 20 unanswered to come back and win. Again, I talked about that defensive performance. Both of the touchdowns from Alma last week came via a pick six. The defense gave up nothing. As I said, Alma didn't get across the Shepherd 40-yard line. That is defensive dominance. We had two teams, Sacred Heart Academy and Shepherd, both hold their opponents below 98 yards. Or below 100 yards last week. I think Sacred Heart got a little bit easier opponent tonight with Engadine as opposed to these Blue Jays here having to take on this Millington team. And everybody's heading out there right now for the coin toss. Again, military night here, just an absolute special feel at Shepherd High School for this night. People are able to come in. The military can get themselves a free meal, get in free for the game. Just really, really cool stuff here in Shepherd going on for this ball game tonight. We're going to take another break here on our GI Tech pregame show. Hear from our friends Joe Wentworth, Pradium Realty, and the Bird All-American Grill. When we come back, we'll have that national anthem. We'll get you set up for kickoff at Shepherd Millington High School football on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Joe Wentworth with Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates, is a proud supporter of our local high school student athletes, working hard and showing pride for our community. For all of your real estate needs, go with Joe. Joe Wentworth with Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates, 989-817-1291. The Bird in downtown Mount Pleasant, open every day but Sunday for lunch and dinner. Delicious pizza, the world-famous Bird Burger, handcrafted, fresh-baked subs, many apps, and much more. There's something for everyone at The Bird in downtown Mount Pleasant, where friends gather like family. The Bird, supporting high school sports in mid-Michigan for nearly 100 years.
Welcome back to the GI Tech pregame show. Here's your host, Chris Spockman.
Welcome back inside the Mid-Michigan Sports Network in our Barberry Law Studios, built by Konwinski Construction. If we're outside, designed by ENS Graphics with our beautiful backdrop. But tonight we are in the booth here at Shepherd High School, ready for Shepherd Blue Jay and Millington football here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Let's continue to try and work on our scoreboard cam here just a little bit. It might be a little crooked tonight, but you're going to be able to see the score. You're going to be able to see the down and distance and what time it is. And it's just about time for that national anthem. We'll try and keep it right here and turn up that crowd mic to hear the Shepherd Band perform our Star Spangled Banner. Back with the opening kick right after this on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Well, I guess we won't really be able to hear the Star Spangled Banner, so we're going to send it out to another quick commercial break, and we will be back with high school football, the Shepherd Blue Jays, and the Millington Cardinals coming right up here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. The Bird in downtown Mount Pleasant, open every day but Sunday for lunch and dinner. Delicious pizza, the world-famous Bird Burger, handcrafted, fresh-baked subs, many apps, and much more. There's something for everyone at The Bird in downtown Mount Pleasant, where friends gather like family. The Bird, supporting high school sports in mid-Michigan for nearly 100 years.
Jenna Gates
and Kyle Gates here. We are the 5th generation with Gates Drilling and Service.
We've been serving our friends and neighbors in Michigan since 1893.
We have the latest and greatest well drilling technology, allowing us to put in wells where others can't.
Lake lots and tight spaces are no problem.
From our family to yours, thank you, and call at 989-772-7841 for all your well drilling and service needs.
Gates Drilling and Service, where Gates goes, water flows.
Bill's Custom Fab can handle any job you need, from large-scale steel building projects to fixing your favorite stainless serving pan. Bill's Custom Fab can weld and fabricate anything. Call today at 989-772-5817 or stop by on Gover Parkway in Mount Pleasant. Good luck to all of our local athletes from Bill's Custom Fab.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
A great rendition of the national anthem from the Shepherd Marching Band, and we are all set for Millington Cardinal and Shepherd Blue Jay football. A battle of the birds here on a Friday night in Shepherd on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Go through some of those offensive starters for the Blue Jays again across the offensive line. You will have Chris Gall, Nick Terwilliger, Noah Judge, Grady Swaffer, and Braddock Payne. Tight end, Sam King. 3 wide receivers kind of in the 3 wide starting lineup. Remy Hayworth, Noah Clevenger, Tristan Fisher. In the backfield will be Ty Burns. Under center will be Brady Robinson. Could also see Mason Eisenberger in at quarterback as well. Could also see some Tristan Fisher running the football as well, along with Easton Van Alstyne. And it's going to be a whole lot of sophomores getting their names called tonight for this matchup with the Shepherd Blue Jays and the Millington Cardinals. And I've seen a whole lot of Division VII football teams in my day, and seeing Ithaca last night might have been one of the most impressive-looking teams. Millington has that similar look to Ithaca when you look out there. They've got some big bodies, and they are big, strong-looking bodies as well. These young men, juniors and seniors, they have been in the weight room a whole lot through their career to get ready for their junior-senior season at Millington. And Shepherd will be kicking it off, so it'll be the defense starting things off. So kind of reset that for you. Defensive backfield, Mason Eisenberger, Bryce Smith, Noah Clevenger, and Remy Hayworth. Linebackers, Wes Cluley, Sam King, and Ty Burns across the defensive line. Chris Gall, Nick Terwilliger, Grady Swaffer, and Jay Steering. Kicking things off for the Blue Jays will be Ian Detweiler. Punting for them will be John Bailey. And again, they gave up less than 100 yards last week to the Alma Panthers. Was it Alma? Was it the Shepherd defense? I think it was a little bit of both, but they're going to get ready here. They actually kind of faked the onside. They run up, and now they kind of spread things back out. But I kind of like that move. If Shepherd does that every time, they might be able to catch somebody off guard at some point this season. Remy Hayworth all the way back at his 30 to get a 10-yard head start for this kick. And here we go, Shepherd Blue Jay football on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. This one's fielded inside the 5-yard line by Millington. Looking to find some room to that outside edge, and not a whole lot there for the returner, Bryce Martin, the senior wide receiver defensive back for Millington. And we'll be learning this Cardinals offense and defense as we go along here together, but we're back at the alma mater here tonight. This is definitely a bit of a homer call with the Shepherd Blue Jays, but as I said, it's going to be a tough one against this Millington Cardinal team, who's an absolute powerhouse. They were 12-1, 11-1 last year before falling in the state semifinal. It'll be a shotgun look for the Cardinals. One quarterback, two running backs in the backfield. They've got two wide receivers split out to the left of the quarterback, and it's going to be an immediate penalty going against the Blue Jays as they jumped off sides. And the quarterback's name for Millington might have one of the best football names of all time. His name is Truck Turbush. That is going to be a fun one to say out there for Millington. So it's 1st and 5. Cardinals right back up at the line. Same formation. I imagine it'll be the same play here. Hand it off to the back, looking to find some room here to the near side. They do a good job turning him in, but now he's into the open field. Away from Eisenberger at the 50, and the very first play of the game is going to go the distance for Landon Russell. It is a touchdown for Millington, just like that. One play, 75 yards, and the Cardinals are on the board. It was 52-0 last night, Millington in the JV game. Woo! Not a good start here in the varsity contest. So Millington answers right away. Like, I don't even have my drive sheet filled out yet, and they are already in the end zone for a touchdown. What a run right there from Landon Russell. He got through 2 or 3 arm tackles, and as I said at Elma last week, a much different matchup than this Millington Cardinal team. Lining up for the extra point is going to be Lane Shones for the Cardinals. Out there to hold it, the backup quarterback, Garrett Woodward. Decent snap. The hold is good. The kick is up and good, and that is going to make it 7-0. But we're going to keep the broadcast right here because there's only 21 seconds left of game time, and I'm not going to do it like the NFL all the time where, touchdown break, kickoff break. We're going to keep it right here because, what a run right there from Landon Russell. He got the ball. There was maybe one guy at the point of the attack from Shepherd who could have gotten an arm on him. He turned it inside, and there was a big hole after he turned it in. It was a good play by Bryce Smith to turn him back in. You always want to use that sideline as a defender. But once he got into the second level of the defense, into the secondary, the only guy that could really get a hand on him was Mason Eisenberger, and he had to try and dive to make that stop. And so he wasn't able to bring down Mr. Russell. He took it all the way to the house. I believe that was 64 yards for the TD. So I didn't write it down exactly, but it was a long touchdown for the Cardinals. They are already up 7-0 against the Shepherd Blue Jays here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. One play, one touchdown for the Cardinals. See if the Shepherd Blue Jay defense can answer back. Back to return is Bryce Smith and Remy Hayworth, both standing just outside their 10-yard line. Kicking this one off from the 40 is going to be Lane Shones for the Cardinals. 7-0 our score already with 11:39 left to go here in the first. It's going to be kind of a squib kick, but it takes a good Millington bounce. It's fielded at the 17-yard line by Bryce Smith. He does a good job just kind of turning uphill and getting what he can get out to the 27-yard line. And so that is where Shepherd will start their first possession, already trailing 7-0. But you look back at last week, the team was trailing 13-0 behind 2 pick sixes. That's a worse situation than giving up a run for a touchdown on the opening play of the game, in my opinion. Those pick sixes could just be absolute backbreakers. So if Shepherd was able to battle back from that, I think they could battle back from giving up that opening touchdown. But again, this Millington team is a powerhouse that has state championship aspirations at the D7 level. Shotgun look for Robinson. Hands it off to Tristan Fisher. He looks to turn the corner. He's going to be blasted out there. Talk about the J&J Auto Collision Report. And that was Landon Russell making the hit after that long touchdown run. And so I think Landon Russell's a name that I'm going to be calling a whole lot. Not a bad gain on first down on the jet sweep, though, for Smith. They're going to give him 3. 2nd down and 7. Running back in with the play, Brady Robinson. Or I guess he's kind of looking to the sidelines for the play. And Dave Angel, Owen Russell, Steve Robinson, Justin Robinson, Jeremy Payne, a great coaching staff. The Shepherd Blue Jays making sure these guys are on the right page as we get started here. 10:55 left to go. The Jays already down 7-0 behind the first play touchdown run from Mr. Russell. It's going to be a bad snap. A lot of movement before the play. It's going to depend on who they call it against. It's going to go against Shepherd. Millington possibly could have made them, jump, have that false start. but it's going to go against the Blue Jays. And so instead of 2nd down and 7, we'll now have 2nd down and 12. 10:48 left to go here in our first quarter. And Sacred Heart taking on Engadine with a 5 o'clock kickoff. We'll get some updates coming from that game. Also, hopefully get some updates as Saginaw United takes on the Mount Pleasant Oilers. Brenton Scobie, Joe Marciano, and the GI Tech crew are going to be broadcasting that game. Robinson up fakes, dropping back, looking to throw. He's now forced up in the pocket. He throws it. It's going to be complete. And a solid catch over there because it was a big hit going against the wide receiver. Bringing that one in was Noah Clevenger, another sophomore. And so that's going to make it 3rd down and manageable for the Blue Jays. Call it 3rd down and 5.5 or 6. Tristan Fisher coming out. Coming in, substitution for him is going to be Jace Deering, so maybe getting a bigger body out there to run a little tight end action with him and Sam King. 3rd down and 6. 10 minutes left to go, first quarter. Jays already down 7-0. Come out in a pistol formation. Deering is going to be lined up as a fullback right next to the quarterback Robinson. Ty Burns, the deep man. Nice block by Burns to give some more time to Robinson, but the throw is going to be almost intercepted. It was in the hands and out of the hands of Bryce Martin. Turning into somewhat of a defensive back was Remy Hayworth. And so that's going to bring up 4th down and 6 for the Blue Jays. But I don't think that was a terrible possession for the Jays. Got backed up because of a penalty. But I'm impressed with what I saw from Robinson. Stepped up and made a dangerous throw there, but you kind of had to in that 3rd down situation to give his guy a shot to go get it. It's a good defensive play from Bryce Martin for the Cardinals. Along with Clevenger, kind of break that one up. Back now to punt for the Blue Jays, John Bailey. It's a decent snap. Bailey gets off a really solid punt. It's going to be hard to return as well. It takes a bounce at the 30. Now inside the 20, a great Shepherd roll and a great punt there from Bailey. It's going to be down by Tristan Fisher at the 14-yard line. So Blue Jays have to punt. Score stays 7-0, and Millington has a chance to really come out and put their stamp on this first quarter. Again, they've ran one play. It went all the way to the house with Landon Russell. This went a little bit different, though, starting at their own 13-yard line. I feel like whenever you have a high school coach, they get inside that 20, inside that 15-yard line. So it's going to kind of change everything they want to do out there because you're so close the back part of the end zone. Shotgun look for quarterback Turbush. He's going to pitch it to a man in motion on kind of a jet pitch there, I'll call it. Nice tackle out there in the open field. Noah Clevenger was able to catch the speedy man right there, Bryce Martin, as he came around the corner. And if he didn't get him, Martin might still be running. So a nice tackle out there from the defensive back position from Clevenger. 9:11 left to go. First quarter. 7-0 our score. Millington huddling up. You never know if teams huddle up. Some of them just look to the sideline for the play. Some of them go in a hurry, like we saw from the Yellow Jackets of Ithaca last night. 2nd down and 6 for Millington. They sent a man in motion. Looks like a very similar play. They faked the pitch this time and looked to run a little counter. Read all the way by the Blue Jays. Tackled after a gain of a yard or two is the ball carrier. Bunch of Blue Jays in on that play, but getting up kind of out of the bottom of the pile was Chris Gall. I'll give him a little credit there. And thank our friends, Bryce Updegraff, Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates, Central Michigan Sand and Gravel, Block Electric, The Diner, Berry Funeral Home, Boomers Lawn Care, and Mount Pleasant Public Schools. I'd like to welcome everybody back to school, and they are hiring right now. Go to mtpleasantschools.net to get started. Bus drivers, parapros, subs, looking for a whole lot of stuff. You need some employment, and they're going to be able to help you out. Big 3rd down play right here. Millington looking to run it up the middle to get the first, and I don't think they got it. Big stand right there from the Shepherd defense. It's going to bring up 4th down and short, but so deep in their own territory, I don't know if we'll see Millington go for it. This was one thing Coach Angel and I talked about, where the offense that they run, they're one of those teams that could go for it here on this 4th down and 1 on their own 21. I think they'll at least come out and try and get the Blue Jays to jump, but if Shepherd can get a stop right here, if Millington does snap the football, this would be big. Going to be 3 running backs in the backfield. Little wishbone old school formation here for Millington. They do snap the ball. There's a flag on the field, and it will be first down yardage for Millington. But I think this one might be coming back. And so instead of 4th down and 1, it's now going to be 4th down and 11. And I think we're going to have to see Millington punt the football here, and the Jays might have got themselves a big stop. 7:20 left in our first. 7-0 is the score. And they do move the chains. And again, this is one of those sometimes I wish we had the exact microphone and whatnot coming from the official, but it will be first down yardage for Millington as I'm waiting. Still says 4th down over there on the yard marker, and on the now there's marked off 1st and 10, so they do pick it up there. And not a bad defensive play from the Blue Jays. They don't give up much. They give up the first down. That's going to be trouble with this Millington team. They're not afraid to go 3 yards in a cloud of dust. Took them 4 plays to get the first down. They'll take it every time. Russell with another handoff. He looks to get that outside edge. Once again, he's got it across the 40. Turn it back into 50 where he's brought down by Remy Hayworth. I have called Hayworth's name a whole lot here in this first quarter for the Blue Jays, but it's first down yardage on a carry from Landon Russell, and he now has 2 carries probably at 80 yards or so on the night. And that Shepherd defense also very, very young. Jace Deering, sophomore. Grady Swaffer, junior. Nick Terwilliger, a sophomore. Chris Gall. As I go across the defensive front here at junior. So no seniors on that defensive line. And when you go to the linebacking core, you've got a pair of sophomores again with Cluley, Sam, and Ty Burns, and then Sam King. There's a junior out there as well. Just a very, very young Blue Jay team. And now officials getting together to mark off more yardage against Shepherd. It's going to be a personal foul going against the Blue Jays. And I think if you're Coach Angel, you're wondering what happened there. I didn't see anything. 7:11 left, first quarter. Millington with the lead. And Shepherd forced a 4th down moments ago. Now Millington with a couple positive plays. This will be the 6th play of the drive coming up. They picked up 2 first downs. Shotgun look for the quarterback, Truck Turbush. 1 running back to each side of him. He's also got 1 wide receiver to each side in the shotgun. Hand this one off, looking to get that outside edge. Looks like we've got a hold. This one will be coming back, but there's also a stop in the backfield as well for the Shepherd Blue Jays. There was nowhere for the ball carrier, Dallas Walsh, to go. Excellent play from Shepherd up front. And you're going to hear me say this all night long. A very, very young team from Shepherd. I'm impressed with how they're battling right now with this powerhouse Millington team defensively. Take away that big run they had to open the game. They made them work for a little bit. Actually, I should say, when it hasn't been Landon Russell running the ball, Shepherd's been in really good shape. So that holding penalty marked things back a little bit. I think they're trying to see exactly where the foul took place at. It looks like the official's going to walk it off the wrong way, and now they do mark it back. So bring up first down, and we'll call it 20 now as they mark off the penalty yardage. And Millington's already ready to go up to the line of scrimmage with the play. They're going to have to wait for the officials on this one. Shotgun look again for Turbush. Got more whistles. Officials blowing the play dead, or not the play dead here, but the would-be play dead as they make sure they are all on the same page. And a shout out to them. Mentioned about Pleasant Public Schools needing some hiring. There is always a need for more and more officials, no matter the sport. Head to MHSAA.com, click on the Be a Referee tab, and you can get started there. And talk about substitute teaching. Mount Pleasant earlier. You do some substitute teaching. You do some officiating. You can make your own schedule and probably not do too bad as well. And you'd also have the summers off. So there's my little advice for you. Millington coach wants an explanation of the hold on the far sideline. He is not happy about it over there. That's Jason Germain. Be a shotgun look for Turbush once again. We're going to have 3 wide to his right, 1 to his left, 1 running back in the backfield with him. Looks like Landon Germain. Turbush makes sure the officials are ready, and we are set to go with the first down and 20 play. Good chance for Shepherd to get a stop here. Pressure in the backfield. It's a quick throw to the sideline. It's caught. Making a move is the receiver across the 20-yard line, brought down at the 15. A wonderful play out there. And it looks like there was Landon Russell in on the catch. And so Landon Russell has had all the big positive plays for Millington here in the early going. He is obviously the guy they want to get the football to, and Shepherd needs to key in on him. Now 6 plays on the drive, 3 first downs picked up for the Millington Cardinals. Make some more of our friends today. Rick's Food Center, Gross Farms, and Brad Gross Electric. Schaefer's Bait and Sporting Goods, and our friends at Isabella Bank, always supporting local high school sports. You wonder how much? Well, look at one of the scoreboards you got in the gym or out at the football field or the baseball field. I imagine at least one of them has Isabella Bank on it. Run up the middle for the quarterback, and there was nowhere to go. A big hit out there. Lifting him up and putting him down was Chris Gall, as you talk about that J&J Auto collision. Woo! Big hit from Gall from his defensive line position. And a couple times, Millington has looked to run the ball up the middle. Shepherd has been very, very stout, which, again, impresses me a whole lot because with Gall, Terwilliger, Swaffer, and Jace Deering up front, there is no seniors. It's now going to bring up 2nd down and 12 for Millington at the Shepherd 28-yard line. 5:30 left to go in our first quarter. Millington got the ball back with 9:30 left in this first at their own 13-yard line, putting together a nice drive here, but Shepherd has a chance to kind of bend, not break, as they got him behind the chains. Quick throw over to the sideline. They're not going to throw it. And in the backfield again is Chris Gall. He brings down the quarterback, eating him for lunch. Also back there in on the play was Sam King. It's now going to be 3rd down and a mile for Millington. And this is a big situation for the Shepherd defense because you're in 4-down territory if you are the Millington Cardinals. You're not going to punt it just outside your own 30-yard line, but I don't think they've got a world-class kicker over there either. I'm probably going to see what they can pick up here on 3rd down. If they don't pick up much, we could see some type of Hail Mary play for 4th down. But a back-to-back big plays from Chris Gall. Let's talk about that Weber Brothers Sawmill timber of the game. Who was standing strong, who was playing well up front. Chris Gall kind of has his name penciled in, and we are early. And there's going to be a timeout on the field from Millington. They want to talk over this 3rd down and 22 as the Shepherd Blue Jay defense has kind of stood up a little bit here in the first quarter. Again, they are so young. I'm really impressed what I've seen from this Shepherd Blue Jay team here in the early going. Other than giving up that big touchdown, they have made Millington work for every inch. We're back with a 3rd and 22 play right after this on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Central Michigan Sand and Gravel, just like our student athletes, they bring it. If you need sand or gravel, they bring it to you with fast service and a great price. For all of your sand and gravel needs, call Central Michigan Sand and Gravel today at 989-382-7089. Central Michigan Sand and Gravel, a proud supporter of our student athletes competing for their schools. All Seasons Fireworks is a big fan of all the athletes, coaches, officials, and volunteers who make high school sports happen. To make your next event bigger and brighter, stop by All Seasons Fireworks on M20 in Mount Pleasant. Graduations, birthdays, weddings, or a big win become more memorable underneath a night sky lit up by the magic of fireworks. All Seasons Fireworks on M20 in Mount Pleasant.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports.
Welcome back inside our Barberry Law Studios. 3rd down and long for Millington. In the gun is Turbush. He's got one running back to his right, one to his left. To his left is Russell. He's made all the big plays. They look to run a little flea flicker reverse, trying to find some room as Turbaugh. He's being chased. There's nowhere for him to go. He wings it up all the way across the field at the last second, and it is caught in the open field. Breaking one tackle. Being brought down at the 10-yard line is going to be Garrett Woodward. What a play from Truck Turbush to keep it alive, and then does exactly what coaches hate to see quarterbacks do, throw it all the way across the field across his body. But it worked that time, and it's going to bring up 4th down and manageable for Millington. This will be the 10th play of the drive. Millington has picked up 3 first downs. It's 4th down and 4. And I'm going to call it right at the 10-yard line, maybe the 9. Biggest play of the game coming up right here. And obviously we're early, but Shepherd with a huge chance to stand up defensively and get the ball back for their offense. Turbush walking up to the line. He's going to have one running back to his right, one running back to his left. To his right is Landon Russell. I'm expecting him to get the ball on this play. Send a man in motion. They fake it to Russell. Now looking to throw it back, and it's going to be complete, but brought down in the backfield by a host of Blue Jays is the receiver, Sam King, in on the play for the Blue Jays. It's going to be a turnover on downs. Shepherd will get it back, and what a defensive stand. The old bend, don't break right there for the Jays as they give up some stuff in between the 20s, but the turnover on downs is going to keep our score 7-0 with 3:19 left to go in the first quarter. And for the first time, Shepherd has some momentum. See if they can make something happen offensively. They went 3 and out for their own 27 the last time they had the ball. This time they'll have it at their own 20-yard line. Brady Robinson's going to come out in the pistol. Lined up behind him is Ty Burns. 2 wide receivers set. Send a man in motion. That's going to be Deering. Kind of putting another blocker out there. They hand it off to Burns, looking to find some room up the middle. And Ty Burns does a good job diving forward to pick up a couple extra yards. And part of me, that was Bryce Smith on the carry. Smith, number 5, Burns, number 15, got that a little goofed up. But a nice initial carry there on first down. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 5 for the Blue Jays. The entire playbook open here for Coach Angel and the crew. Pistol formation again. 2 wide receivers lined up to the left. Quarterback, Brady Robinson. Send a man in motion. It's Deering once again. Put him kind of at that fullback, up-back position. Want to run the same play, and there was nowhere for Bryce Smith to go on that one. Making the play was Landon Germain. It's going to bring up 3rd down, and we'll call it 8. Blue Jays wanted to run the same play back-to-back there to kind of get things going. Millington read it that time. Now 3rd and 7 for the Jays. Substitution coming in and out for Millington. Getting himself a little bit of a break is going to be Logan Riley. Brady Robinson has the play from the sideline. Just over 2 minutes remaining here in our first quarter. Big 3rd down and 7 here for the Blue Jays. Their own 23-yard line. Still looking for their first down of the game. This is their 2nd possession. Shotgun look for Robinson. He's got Ty Burns lined up to his left. Going to throw it out to him on a little swing pass. It's going to be dropped by Burns, and I don't think it would have mattered. He would have been brought down near the line of scrimmage, but Millington wants to say that it was a backwards pass. I haven't seen any signal from the official, and they're going to say, no, guys, nice try. But that will bring up 4th down for Shepherd, and I think they're going to have to punt it again here as they're backed up in their own territory. 1:50 left in our first quarter. Actually, there's going to be a penalty that was declined by Millington, so we will be 4th down and 7. It does look like the punting unit now coming in for the Blue Jays. And it came in a little late, but because the officials were still getting the ball around, there won't be any issues with the play clock here. Bailey back in to punt it for the Blue Jays. He had a really nice punt the last time that backed up the Cardinals all the way to the 13-yard line. Able to put together a nice drive, but could not punch it in as the Shepherd defense was able to stand strong once they got inside their own 20-yard line. 7-0 our score. And thank our friends, Joe Wentworth, Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates, the Bird All-American Grill. This punt's going to be towards the sideline. Takes another really good Shepherd bounce and goes out near the 40. So another decent punt there from Bailey. Not necessarily going to back up Millington, but does not give him fantastic field position. So another 3 and out for Shepherd. So that's the thing to think about right now. Millington has ran 11 plays. They've picked up 3 first downs and a 164-yard touchdown run. Shepherd has ran 6 plays, and they have not been able to muster a whole lot of anything. I got my main man, Jeremy Woodcock, here doing stats for me, but there's not a whole lot to show right now for the Shepherd Blue Jays. But I'm very impressed with their defense on that last possession, being able to stand up. Also, big shout out to my buddy Adam Gursky on the camera. Veterans Night here, Military Night. A big tip of the cap to him for his service to our country. 2 wide, 2 running backs in the backfield for Turbush. He's going to hand it off, and going up the middle once again, it's a big run for Landon Russell, and he has been trouble here in the first quarter for the Blue Jays. That is not Russell. Very similar body build with him and Dallas Walsh. Big run there from Walsh to get into Shepherd territory, and now Millington looking to hurry it up, getting right back to the line of scrimmage, trying to keep that momentum going, but they got to wait for this chains to get there first. Shotgun look once again for Truck Turbush. Takes a shotgun snap, hands it off. It's going to be Mr. Walsh with the run again. He looks to get that outside edge. He breaks one tackle. Now he's into the open field, sprinting to the end zone. Touchdown, Millington. What a run from Dallas Walsh. He got to the outside edge. It looked like he would be contained, but he was able to turn the corner and turn on the turbo jets and go to the end zone. 13-0 the score. 2 plays just like that. Millington right back in it. So they had a 10-play drive that didn't score. Then they've had a 1-play drive and a 2-play drive that came up with touchdowns. And that was Dallas Walsh with 2 big runs right there. And between him and Landon Russell, those are 2 really, really good running backs in the backfield. So Dallas Walsh, 2 runs on that drive, 1 for a TD. It's now 13-0 Millington. Decent snap for the extra point. The kick is up and good, very high, not very far, but it's all the same because it is now 14-0. Millington with the lead. Woo. Again, Shepherd's defense on that one drive looked very impressive, kind of the bend, don't break. But then there's been 3 huge runs for Millington that have been the difference in this ball game. There's 1:14 left to go in the first quarter. Back with more Shepherd Blue Jay football right after this on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Weber Brothers Sawmill has been in the sawmill and logging business since 1950. Weber Brothers Sawmill buys standing timber and logs all over central and northern Michigan with National Hardwood Lumber Association certification. You can be assured of a professional job, from the marking and cruising of your woods through the harvest. Weber Brothers Sawmill is a proud supporter of our local high school student athletes.
Bill's Custom Fab can handle any job you need, from large-scale steel building projects to fixing your favorite stainless serving pan. Bill's Custom Fab can weld and fabricate anything. Call today at 989-772-5817 or stop by on Gover Parkway in Mount Pleasant. Good luck to all of our local athletes from Bill's Custom Fab.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back inside the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. We missed the kick there, but didn't really miss much. Kind of went out of bounds, fielded by a Shepherd guy. Maybe could have let it go, but it would have been dangerous if it took a bounce back towards Millington. So it'll be Shepherd Blue Jay football, 1st and 10 at their own 36-yard line. 1:12 left to go here in our first quarter. Shotgun look for Robinson. He's going to hand this one off. Looking to find some room is going to be Bryce Smith, or was that Ty Burns? Again, trying to get all these numbers down. And it's actually Mason Eisenberger in at quarterback, and that was Burns with the carry there. A solid gain on first down. They're going to give him not a good spot over there. They're only going to give him 3. It looked like he might have picked up 5 to this guy, but those officials have a lot better view than I do. Play quickly coming in. Again, you've got the sophomore, Brady Robinson, the sophomore, Mason Eisenberger, both capable of playing quarterback. Also both great athletes. We could see those guys line up at a number of different spots. Eisenberger's going to be in the gun with Ty Burns. He's got 2 tight ends. Call it an up back if you want. To his left, 2 wide receivers to his right. Send a man in motion. It's Tristan Fisher. They hand it to him. He's looking to turn the corner. He's able to turn it, but he's brought down right away by Landon Germain. It's going to bring up 3rd down and short for the Blue Jays. And this is a big moment right here. Shepherd's got to pick up this first down, in my opinion. You can't give the ball back to Millington, but they will have the end of the quarter to think about it. So we now go under 10 seconds here, and that will bring us to the end of the first quarter. The Shepherd Blue Jays trail Millington 14-0. But as you heard me say, Millington, powerhouse. Last year, they were 12-1, did not lose until the state semifinals to Jackson Lumen Christi. And so Shepherd hanging in there right now. If they can get something going offensively, I think their defense has got that bend, don't break mentality here if they can stop giving up the big plays. 3rd down and 2 for the Jays when we come back for the second quarter here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
GNS Mechanical in Wademan offers service and installation on everything for your home and business. From a simple filter replacement to furnace, central air service, and install, geothermal, and walk-in coolers and freezers. If you have a need, GNS Mechanical has a solution. Learn more at gnsmechanical.com or call 989-644-2106.
Mumford Oil and Gas Supply is your one-stop shop for top-quality products and procurement in the Michigan oil and gas industry. With over 45 years of experience and a strong commitment to customer satisfaction, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply delivers the best solutions for your oil and gas production, drilling, and service needs. If you need it, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply can get it. Visit them on Fancher today or give them a call at 989-317-8582.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back inside the Mid-Michigan Sports Network in our Barberry Law Studios, built by Konwinski Construction, designed by our friends at ENS Graphics. Big 3rd down and 2 here for the Shepherd Blue Jays as they reverse field. Mason Eisenberger will remain in at quarterback. Ty Burns out there at running back. I'll see Jace Deering. He'll probably be lined up at tight end, fullback. And Eisenberger running back for the play again here real quick. Just wants to make sure that they are on the same page. Actually, I think he wants to get that quarterback sleeve off of there, and Brady Robinson gives him the different one. So he's going to run back in with that 3rd down and 2 for the Jays as Eisenberger comes running back in with the play. A big 3rd down play here for the Blue Jays as we start this second quarter. They trail Millington 14-0. Shotgun look, actually going to hand it or fake it to Ty Burns. Now trying to pour it up the middle is Eisenberger, and he's not going to have it. He's going to be stopped a yard short, and a really, really difficult decision right here for Coach David Angel. It's going to be 4th and an inch or so. If you go for it and don't get it, it is really going to put your defense in a difficult spot. But you also want to show confidence in this offense that, man, we just got to get that 1 yard. Let's try and get it. And Brady Robinson is going to come back in at quarterback for the Blue Jays. 11:30 left in our second quarter. A monster 4th down and 1 coming up here if the Jays go for it just inside their own territory. And Chris Spockman, Jeremy Woodcock, Adam Gursky here with you at Shepherd High School. Big shout out to our friends at the Diner, Block Electric, Central Michigan Sand and Gravel, Bill's Custom Fab. We'll have the Bill's Custom Fab fabrication of the game. Right now, probably the first play of the game from Mr. Landon Russell as he went all the way to the end zone. We're actually going to have a delay of game going against Shepherd there on the 4th down and 5. Not the situation you want there, but that actually could be a little bit of a blessing in disguise for the Blue Jays because you want to go for that 4th and 1. You really want to go for it, but now that it's 4th and 6, it's a much easier decision to make to punt this one away. So Bailey will come back out for another punt as we go under 11 minutes remaining here in the second quarter. He's had a couple good ones. This one coming from midfield. See if they can back up the Cardinals here and try and shut down that powerhouse of an offense. Solid punt from Bailey. It's got some height on it. Takes another bounce right before the returner, so there's nothing he can do with it. It'll bounce down to the 21-yard line. That is where Millington will start over. And so 3 straight 3-and-outs. You had the 4th and 1, go to 4th and 6 on the delay of game penalty. That's one of those. Got to write that down because that could be a big factor. If that ends up being one of the best offensive situations the Blue Jays have, you're not going to go for it at 4th and 6. 4th and 1 still would have been really, really risky at your own 45, but you could have thought about it. Millington back out there offensively. They have had 3 drives. One of them went 10 plays. They didn't get into the end zone. They turned it over on downs. The other 2 drives have only been 3 plays and 2 touchdowns. Handoff up the middle. Patient waiting there by the ball carrier, but there is nowhere for him to go. Again, the defensive front of Shepherd has been pretty strong up the middle. It's when these ball carriers have gotten to the outside of the second level of the defense when they've been able to eat, when they've been able to choose some big gains. Millington huddles back up. They have the 2nd down play. They run back up to the line. 10 minutes remaining here in our second quarter. The Blue Jays trail it 14-0. Shotgun look, 1 running back to each side again for the quarterback. They hand it off. Russell trying to find the edge on the outside. He's got 1st down yardage once again. When Landon Russell gets the football, he has made something happen every time here in this ball game. Actually not going to get a great spot over there on the far side of the field. They're going to say he stepped out of bounds before he picked up 1st down yardage. So bring up 3rd down and short. Another difficult situation for the Blue Jays, but another situation to where if you can make it happen here defensively, you could possibly force them into a punt. Be a shotgun look for Turbush. He's going to have 1 running back lined up next to him, 2 wing backs kind of up to the right. See if they send one of those guys in motion for a jet sweep. Well, they're going to hand it off in the backfield, a run all the way, and a big hole up the middle. Now a great move to get by the safety and into the open field and looking to go this one to the house, and he will take it all the way. An extra burst of speed from Dallas Walsh as he goes 70 yards to the end zone. And you look at the 3 drives now where they have scored. You had a 1-play drive with a 64-yard touchdown run. You had a 2-play drive that went 2 runs for Dallas Walsh for big. And now you've got a 3-play drive. So 1 play, 2 plays, 3 plays, and every one of them to the outside. When they've been able to contain them and keep them in the middle of the field, the Shepherd defense has been okay, but Walsh with his second long touchdown run of the game, an extra point coming up for Millington, could make this 21-0 as the Cardinals really start to take control in this one. 9:48 left to go, second quarter. And now if you're the Blue Jay defense, you're telling your offense, you guys got to stay out on the field for a little bit, because we've played a lot of football here in this first half. Extra point, waiting for the Cardinals. Decent snap, decent hold. A low kick this time, but it is up and good. 21-0 our score. Shepherd trails Millington. I said it in the pregame. This is a Division VII powerhouse with the Millington Cardinals. But I will also say this. Shepherd trailed 13-0 last week and was able to battle back against Elma. This is a much stiffer test here tonight. But we'll see what they got when we come back. Time for a break here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Shepherd, a Blue Jay football when we come back here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Jenna Gates.
And Kyle Gates here. We are the 5th generation with Gates Drilling and Service.
We've been serving our friends and neighbors in Michigan since 1893.
We have the latest and greatest well drilling technology, allowing us to put in wells where others can't.
Lake lots and tight spaces are no problem.
From our family to yours, thank you, and call at 989-772-7841 for all your well drilling and service needs.
Gates Drilling and Service, where Gates goes, water flows.
When your team or business needs to look good, don't get left hanging. Call or stop by Hanging by a Thread in Wademan, the official embroiders for the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Hanging by a Thread, a proud supporter of local schools.
Back to the action on the Mid.
Welcome back inside the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. A decent return for the Blue Jays out near the 40-yard line, so decent starting field position for the Jays with 9:39 left to go here in our second quarter. They trail powerhouse Millington 21-0. Again, decent starting field position. I'll tell you again, it's a 12, 15 or so of the starting 22 for the Blue Jays are sophomores, and so this is a very, very young team. Big win last week versus Elma. Even tougher test here today with Millington. You take away some big plays. Millington has had a 1-play drive go for a touchdown, a 2-play drive go for a touchdown, and a 3-play drive go for a touchdown. Their 10-play drive, they did not score. Eisenberger back in at quarterback for the Jays. Looks to throw this one downfield, diving for the catch. We'll see if he made it. It looks like incomplete. The nearest official kind of saw it. Well, I don't even want to say drop by Hayward. They just hit the ground. So it'll be 2nd down and 10. Nice job by Eisenberger rolling out of the pocket that time. He was able to find himself some time. So maybe you need to step into that throw a little bit more. But easier said than done when you're out there on the football field. Got 10, 11 guys trying to chase you down and also trying to hit a streaking wide receiver. It's going to be 3 wide receivers to the left for the Blue Jays. It's going to be Hayworth. It's going to be Clevenger and Tristan Fisher. Eisenberger looking that way again. He's got to step up in the pocket, and he's blasted out there. There was nowhere Eisenberger was going to be able to go with the football because of Chase Millostan. Big hit out there is going to bring up 3rd down and long. Eisenberger got the snap, kind of immediately had to step up to the right after he stepped back in his drop back. When he did, waiting there for him was big number 4, the tight end defensive lineman, Chase Millostan. 3rd down and 14 now for the Blue Jays. Not the situation you want to be in, down 21-0. Millington proving that they are that Division VII powerhouse. Eisenberger checking that 3 wide receiver set to the right. They're going to roll that way once again. He throws it. It's going to be caught this time, but it's going to be short of the 1st down. It was a nice pitch and catch from Eisenberger to Clevenger, but it's going to bring up 4th down and 4 near midfield. Coach Angel of Bubba McLean here was with me. I almost want to ask Jeremy Woodcock, you don't go for this, right? Because it's one of those where me, as the coach, it's, ooh, man, you think about it, but you're already down 21-0. You do get the ball to start the second half. If you can pin him back deep, it would be a big deal. But I do see Eisenberger coming back out with Jace Deering. Don't see Bailey going out there for the punt. Big play coming up here if the Blue Jays do line up to go for it. Pistol formation for Eisenberger. They snap it. It's a low snap. Looking to throw. They're going to throw it over the middle. It's going to be short arms just a bit. Open was Remy Hayworth, but it's going to be a turnover on downs for the Blue Jays. It was there for a moment, maybe a little pressure in the backfield with Eisenberger, but he probably wants that one back. It's going to be a turnover on downs, giving it back to Millington in really good field position here. But I don't mind that call from Coach Angel. You got to show some confidence in that offense. Again, I go back to that 4th and 1 that turned into a 4th down and 6 with that delay of game penalty. If the Jays pick that up there, maybe a different story. But here comes Millington with it. 8:02 left to go in the second quarter, and they've actually got it at the Blue Jay 47-yard line. We'll call it the 46. Dropping back, looking to throw his Turbush. Pressure in the backfield from Burns. Might have been a hold. Burns is going to bring him down at the 50. Big play from Ty Burns in his linebacker position as he gets into the backfield. Bring down the quarterback exactly when the Blue Jays needed it right there. Turbush tried to fight him off, rolling out to the far side of the field to his left, but chasing him all the way and not giving up on it was Ty Burns. Big tackle out there from the sophomore linebacker. 7:33 left, second quarter. Now 2nd down and long for the Cardinals. Job by the Blue Jays getting it behind the chains. That front has really been solid for Shepherd. Just when Millington's been able to get to the outside, they've had some trouble. Turbush is dropping back, looking to throw once again. They want to set up the wide receiver screen, and they set it up nicely, looking to find some room downfield. Dancing away from one man is the wide receiver, Lane Jones. Now across the 25, across the 20. He's brought down at the 11 by Remy Hayworth. But what a play from Bryce Martin. Pardon me, not Lane Jones. That was Bryce Martin with the catch and the run, and the run, and the run, and the run. As he probably ran an extra 50 yards or so there going laterally, but he made a big play there for the Cardinals. It's now 1st down and 10 at the 11. Millington could still pick up a 1st down without getting into the end zone. Got a timeout on the field from the Blue Jays. A good one here from Coach Angel. I think you tell your defense this time of like, hey, I know we put you guys in a tough spot by going for that 4th down, but it's getting to that nitty-gritty point of the game where you're already down 21-0. And again, I'll continue to point this out all night long. This is a young Shepherd team. What you want to see from them right now, if you are Coach Angel, Coach Russell, Coach Robinsons, Coach King, Coach Payne, and the crew, you want to continue to see that effort throughout the rest of this game, no matter what that score is. You want to see Ty Burns continue to get into the backfield to make big plays. 7:03 left to go in our second quarter. Timeout on the field for the Jays. 1st down and 11, or 1st down and 10 from the 11 for Millington when we come back. Again, I'm going to give some credit to that front for the Shepherd Blue Jays. Chris Gall, Nick Terwilliger, Grady Swafford, Jace Deering. Also throwing Burns, Cluley, Sam King. They've done an okay job when the play has kind of gone up the middle. But again, it's been tough sledding defensively once those running backs have gotten to the outside, once those running backs have gotten to the second level for this Millington Cardinals team. That's where things have turned into quite a bit of trouble. Here comes Millington for this 1st down and 10 play from the 11-yard line. Looking to the sideline is Turbush. Now ready to go. One running back to his right, one to his left, 2 wide receivers to his right. And there's going to be a jump from the Blue Jays. They got him to jump early, and so instead of 1st down and 10 from the 11, it'll be 1st and 5 from the 6-yard line for Millington. I think they're looking at the sideline like, you want to accept that, coach? And of course he wants to accept that over there. 7:03 left, second quarter, 21-0 lead for the Millington Cardinals over the Shepherd Blue Jays. Checks Mike Verlager, see if we can get a score update coming from the Sacred Heart game. They kicked off at 5 o'clock today versus Engadine. Handoff up the middle, looking to find some room is the ball carrier, Dallas Walsh. He's going to be brought down at the 5-yard line. Nice job defensively up front that time from Shepherd. I'll say it again, man, when they've kept the ball in the middle of the field, that defensive front up there was Swaffer. Some of those other big guys has been very, very good. Swaffer, Terwilliger, Gall, Deering. And I do have a score update. Sacred Heart Academy, a winner 61-8 over Engadine. Big shout out to Mike Verlager for hooking me up with that score. Turbush fakes the handoff. Now looking to get to the outside. He's going to be brought down. Nice job turning him back inside by Sam King, and Remy Hayworth is able to make the tackle. It's now 3rd down and about 3 feet here. And again, Millington can pick up the first without getting into the end zone. Again, that Shepherd defense, when things don't get to the outside, don't get to that second level, they are strong up front. And so many of those guys are juniors and sophomores. Just a really, really bright future for the Shepherd Blue Jay football team, despite this score being 21-0. And I'll continue to point that out all night long with these youngsters. Got timeout on the field coming from Millington. This is a really smart timeout here on this 3rd down and 1 play. I feel like if they don't get it, they're going to run up to the line and have a 4th down play ready to go, maybe to try and catch the Jays off guard. And you've also been able to get them to jump early a time or two as well. And so maybe that's another thing you do if you come out. If you're Millington, come out offensively, try and get them to jump on this 3rd down. Maybe you don't even need to snap the football, and you can be looking at 1st down and goal. If you're the Jays, it's a little bit of desperation time right now. You want to sell out and get this stop any way you can. And with that 3rd down and 1, I feel like if you're the coach, I'm looking at Jeremy Woodcock here. If they throw the ball, they can have the 1st down. You're not going to let them run on this 3rd and 1 for the 1st down. I'm going to kind of sell out on it. But I'm kind of getting that uneasy look right now. From 5:49 left, second quarter. 21-0 our score. Here comes the 3rd down and 1 play. It's actually going to be Landon Russell taking the Wildcat shotgun snap. He has been dangerous all game long as he looks to run it up the middle. He's touched in the backfield, but then he gets away from the ball carrier and bowls over another runner into the end zone for the touchdown. Landon Russell and Dallas Walsh have combined for about $170 and 4 touchdowns in this first half for the Millington Cardinals. That drive went 5 plays. I think it might have only been 1 first down, but Walsh goes in for another touchdown. He's got 2. Actually, he now has 3 touchdowns in the first half. 27-0 our score. Out there for the extra point once again is Lane Shones. 5:43 left to go, 27-0 the score. And one of those things didn't really think about coming into this game was that whole running clock situation, but Shepherd in danger of that now in the second half. Really high kick for the extra point. It is up and it is good. 5:43 left to go in the second quarter. It is all Cardinals right now as the Blue Jays need to continue to battle back. We'll be back with more high school football right after this on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. And thanks to our friends, Bryce Updegraff, Bradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates, J&J Auto, Mount Pleasant Heating and AC, Konwinski Construction, and Weber Brothers Sawmill. Back with more right after this. The Bird in downtown Mount Pleasant, open every day but Sunday for lunch and dinner. Delicious pizza, the world-famous Bird Burger, handcrafted, fresh-baked subs, many apps, and much more. There's something for everyone at The Bird in downtown Mount Pleasant, where friends gather like family. The Bird, supporting high school sports in mid-Michigan for nearly 100 years. Joe Wentworth with Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates is a proud supporter of our local high school student athletes, working hard and showing pride for our community. For all of your real estate needs, go with Joe. Joe Wentworth with Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates, 989-81. Welcome back inside the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Yeah, my main man Joe Wentworth, give him a call. Didn't want to miss that kickoff, though. But Joe Wentworth, Bryce Updegraff, Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates, big supporters of everything we do here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. I can't thank those guys and the rest of our sponsors enough. Make it possible for me and I guess my buddies to volunteer and be here helping me, too. I might get them some lunch or something, but big shouts to Adam Gursky, Jeremy Woodcock, helping make these broadcasts possible. But because of guys like Pradium Realty's Joe Wentworth and Bryce Updegraff, the reason why I am here. And so when you think about doing something with your home, I recommend you support the guys that are supporting the local high school sports, and Bryce Updegraff, Joe Wentworth are doing that. Quick throw now for Brady Robinson. It's going to be complete over to Remy Hayworth, and I really like that action from the Blue Jays. Quick snap throw right there. Very fast movement. Make Millington think about doing something a little different. Continue to try and spread them out. 5:20 left to go second quarter. If Shepherd can score here, they do get the ball back to begin that second half. And Millington is in control of this one clearly with that 28-0 lead. With that old Lloyd Christmas, you're telling me there's a chance that could happen if the Blue Jays are able to get a score here. So get the ball in the second half. Jace Deering goes in motion. Can be used as a fullback, kind of up back for an extra blocker. Hand the ball off, looking to find some room is Easton Van Alstyne. There's nowhere for him to go. It's going to bring up third down now for the Jays. And the last thing you want to do is give it right back to this Millington offense, possibly make it 35-0, or it would be a running clock to start the second half. And once you get to those running clocks, it is just really, really hard to battle your way back because the clock moves so fast. That 5-6 minute drive for Millington turns into an entire quarter when they can just churn that clock away. 3rd down and 4 for the Blue Jays. Still looking for their first down of the game. 4 minutes left to go in the second quarter. Pistol formation for Robinson. Ty Burns lined up behind him. They send a man in motion. We've got timeout on the field coming from Shepherd. They didn't like what they saw necessarily, so they're going to redo this one, and I don't mind it because that is very, very important. Shepherd's drives started at the own 27, and they went 3 and out. Started at their own 20, went 3 and out. Started at their own 36, went 3 and out. Started at their own 39 and went 4 and out with the turnover on downs. Millington has scored on every possession except for their 10-play drive where they ultimately had a turnover on downs. So they got backed up behind the sticks because of a couple fantastic plays from Chris Gall on that defensive line. You think about that Bird All-American Grill post-game show and some of our awards like the Bills Custom Fab Fabrication of the Game, our Gates Drilling and Service halftime show will be coming right up at the post-game show. We'll be talking about Custom Fab Fabrication of the Game, and our Zaid Batchelder Baller of the Game, along with the Webb Brothers Sawmill Timber of the Game. And no offense to Millington, but it's going to go to a local Shepherd kid. Definitely could be in the running with Landon Russell and my main man Dallas Walsh, but you got a Millington, video crew here giving them some love, so we'll continue to give some love to the Shepherd kids. But Chris Gall has made a couple big plays out there defensively. He's done solid on the offensive line as well. When I start to think about that Zaid Batchelder Baller of the Game, on the first name that comes to mind for the Blue Jays right now. 3rd down. Jays looking to throw. Robinson is in trouble. He's going to be sacked in the backfield. Jacob Flutie comes in to kind of clean that up and get the big hit. It's now going to be 4th down and long for the Blue Jays. And they had the play they wanted, but Millington was ready for it. And so the Jays are going to go 3 and out once again here in the first half. Now you got to keep Millington out of the end zone, or we could have a very, very quick second half. 28-0 is the score. But you heard me say it in the pregame. Millington last year, 12-1, a D7 powerhouse, locks at Jackson, Lumen, Christie. And we could talk about how big of a powerhouse they are in their own right. 4th and 13, Bailey back there for the punt. He's been solid. He gets it off. Nice high punt. Fair catch called for right at the 50, and it's made right at the 50-yard line. So it'll be Millington football. Midfield with 3:17 left to go here in our first half. The score is 28-0. Danger zone right now for the Shepherd Blue Jays, as you don't want to go into halftime with that running clock coming out. Gates Drilling and Service halftime report. Kind of go through some of the stats for Shepherd, and Jeremy Woodcock having a difficult time coming up with some stats because Shepherd, they moved it a teeny bit, but Millington has been really, really strong up front. 3:17 left to go in the second. 28-0 is the score. Shotgun look for Turbush. In the backfield with him, the very dangerous Dallas Walsh. Also have 3 wide receivers lined up to the left for Turbush. Looking to go downfield. He's got time. Turbush steps up in the pocket, wings it downfield. It's going to be complete to Bryce Martin just outside the 30-yard line. He takes it inside the 30-yard line for the first down. So really the first time we've seen Turbush have some time to throw outside of the pocket. He set his feet and zinged it down there pretty good. A nice-looking arm from the junior Turbush. 3:09 left to go, second quarter. Still no hurry from Millington. They've got a lot of time to try and punch this one into the end zone. As I look out there, still see some Shepherd guys, Wes Cluley, kind of dancing around like they're still having some fun. Again, that's what you want to see if you're Coach Angel with this young team. Who's still out there selling out on every single play despite the score? 4 wide receivers for Turbush. He's dropping back, looking to throw. Giving chase in the backfield is Sam King. Now he's trying to find some room. It's going to be a throwaway out of bounds. It's out of the pocket. Again, not necessarily a pocket in high school football, but that will not be a intentional grounding. But Turbush ran all the way over to the far sideline. Jace Deering, Sam King gave chase, didn't give up on the play. Ultimately forced him to throw it away. 2nd down and 10. And Shepherd Blue Jays, I'm going to continue to be positive here. The Shepherd alum did that big defensive play right here. Continue to say with this 28-0 score, you get the ball to start the second half. If somehow Shepherd can make this 28-7 going into the half, woo, man, we could have ourselves a bit of a ball game here in the second half. And I already know Sacred Heart, a big winner over Engadine. They're now 2-0 on the year. We'll see them in a couple weeks or a few weeks when they take on Vesterberg on the 27th. Then they've also got Fulton the next week, Coleman towards the end of the year. So we'll have a whole lot of Sacred Heart Academy football. And still waiting to hear back from Midland High to get the full schedule kind of wrapped up. But I do know next Friday we will be over at Midland Dow for our first Mount Pleasant Oiler ball game of the season as the Mount Pleasant Oilers visit rival Midland Dow. I haven't got a score update, but we all know what happens when you assume, but I'm assuming Mount Pleasant is in control of Saginaw United. They got a lot of talent over there, but it's going to take a while to get that program going. Handoff up the middle, and there again, a big run going into the end zone is going to be Landon Russell. When Russell and Walsh have touched the football and gotten to the outside, it has been lights out offensively for Millington as the score is now 34-0. 2 touchdown runs for Landon Russell, 3 touchdown runs for Walsh. What an impressive performance from this Millington team here in this first half. Thanks to more of our sponsors, J&J Auto, the Collision Report brought to you by them, friends of Mount Pleasant Heating and AC, Konwinski Construction, Weber Brothers Sawmill, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply, ENS Graphics, and GNS Mechanical, along with our friends at Isabella Bank. Big supporter of all things high school sports in the Mid-Michigan area. And Mount Pleasant up 27-0 on Saginaw United. Bay City John Glenn up 12-0 on Elma. And Gabriel Richard 6-0 over Muskegon Catholic Central. Maybe a Division VIII score to watch for later this year with the Beale City Aggies. And the extra point was actually blocked. And so that will keep the score 34-0, which literally keeps it from being and running clock once we start the second half. And the Jays have 2:52 left to hope, pray, to possibly make something happen here in this first half. 34-0 the score. It's a tough first half for the Blue Jays. Dallas Walsh and Landon Russell kind of having their way offensively. And I'll say it again. It's a young team out there for the Blue Jays. A bright future ahead with this squad. And up front, in that middle, they've been pretty strong up there with some of their big guys. Chris Gall, Nick Terwilliger, Noah Judge, Grady Swaffer, Braddock Payne, along with Jace Deering. All right up front, but man, once they get to that outside, the speed, the athleticism of Walsh and Russell have really hurt the Blue Jays. Kickoff, 34-0 the score. This one's going to take a bounce at the 15. It'll go out of bounds. Smart decision from Bryce Smith to let that one go. And so the Jays will have it their own 35-yard line. And when a score gets to be this, I'll continue to say it in the second half, what you're looking for from the coaching staff, who's still selling out, who is still playing hard, that is what you call program builders right there, is those guys that are still out there playing their hearts out, doing everything they can to help this team get back into the game, despite knowing it could be all for naught. Officials making sure they got the right football, and it's actually going to be a false start signal going against Millington, but nonetheless, Shepherd Blue Jay football. Illegal procedure. All right, we're getting that down. First down and 10 for the Jays, own 35-yard line. Pistol look for the quarterback. And send a man in motion. That's Jace Deering. And bringing him back in as an up back per se. You do have single coverage on the outside. It's Brady Robinson in at quarterback. They hand it off, and nowhere for the ball carrier Bryce Smith to go. A big tackle in the backfield by Logan Myers as we talk about that J&J Auto collision. Nice penetration there. I'm going to talk about the defensive front of Shepherd has looked strong. Shepherd, kind of strange. They haven't been able to run the ball up the middle, but they've been able to stop the run up the middle, per se. Substitutions coming in. Jay's looking to spread it out a little bit more. As Tristan Fisher comes back in along with Noah Clevenger. Brady Robinson has the play for the 2nd down and 14 situation. Got 2:10 left to go in our second quarter. It's all Millington. The Cardinals lead the Jays 34-0. 2 wide receivers to the left of Robinson. He's got 1 running back in the backfield. They send Tristan Fisher in motion over to the left. They're going to roll Robinson that way, turn to shoulders, able to complete it. Tristan Fisher tries to turn it inside, But a great job of Millington building a wall and swarming to the ball as 4 players end up being there for the tackle. And then do see some great sportsmanship from Dallas Walsh, giving a pat on the helmet to Tristan Fisher. I think he told him, nice move, you got me there, but a couple other guys were able to come in and clean it up. 1:35 left to go, 3rd down and 9 for the Jays. Millington still has 1 timeout left, but with this big lead, I'd be kind of surprised to see them use it to get the ball back here in the second. 3 wide receivers lined up to the right for the Blue Jays. 1 running back in the backfield for Robinson. Dropping back, looking to throw. It's going to be incomplete. Diving back for it was Noah Clevenger. Brady Robinson just didn't really have the time for the timing route on the out with the receiver Clevenger on that one. It's going to bring up 4th down, a definite punting situation here for the Jays with where they are and with what the score is. And so Bailey will come back out there to punt this one away for Shepherd. 1:15 left to go in the second quarter. 34-0 Millington on top. See Shepherd again later this year when they take on the Clare Pioneers, as well as the Ithaca Yellow Jackets at the end of the season. As we continue to talk about that football schedule here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Next Friday, it'll be Mount Pleasant, Midland Dow, and still got to get a hold of Coach McIntyre, the AD at Mount Pleasant. Also plan on bringing you some Mount Pleasant, Midland Dow volleyball next week, their second volleyball contest of the year. Another decent punt by Bailey's not going to be returnable down at the 34-yard line for Millington. Millington has 1:05 left to go. Well, with the effect they've been able to have on the ground, I would not necessarily be surprised to see them try and do something here. Our score is 34-0. Shepherd gets the ball to start the second half. If Millington's able to put points on the board here, it'll be a running clock to start that second half. Got our Gates Drilling and Service halftime report coming right up. We'll hear from John Ross this week. MHSA Sports, also from our friends Barbary Law, some of our great sponsors. The Gates Drilling and Service halftime report. Shotgun look for Turbush here. And we'll see if Millington tries to do anything aggressive with that 34-0 lead. They're going to hand it off to actually, they fake the handoff. They are looking to throw it. They set up a little bit of a screen type play on the flat for Dallas Walsh. He's going to bowl through a couple tacklers near 1st down yardage. He's going to be pushed out of bounds. It's going to be very close to the 1st down. We'll see if they give it to him or not. Ty Burns and a couple other Blue Jays in on the tackle, and it will be 1st down yardage for Millington. So Millington with it. Their own 45-yard line. 56 seconds left to go. Substitution coming in very late as Logan Myers in the backfield for Turbush and the Cardinals. Shotgun look for Turbush. Dropping back, looking to throw. He's got some time. He slings it. It's behind the wide receiver. Incomplete. 2nd down and 10. 50 seconds left to go here in our first half. I'll kind of do my drive chart recap here in the halftime. Gates Drilling Service halftime report. Woo! TD, punt, turnover on downs, punt, TD, turnover on downs, TD, punt, TD, punt. Hopefully not another TD here for Millington. They're going to spread out the Jays once again. In the slot to the left of the quarterback, Turbush, is Landon Russell, one of their most dangerous players offensively here in this first half. They fake it to him in the flat. Now looking to go long. Bryce Smith is out there defensively. He does a good job chasing down the receiver. Diving for it is Garrett Woodward. He could not get there. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 10, 3rd down and 10, 43 seconds left to go here in the second quarter. And Millington not losing any aggression here late in this second quarter despite the 34-0 lead. I do have a little story about that we'll talk about some in the second half of why this Millington coach, and this is not a discredit or credit to him. I don't know Coach Germain. He's doing a great job over there with Millington, but might be a little bone to pick with some of these Millington Cardinals over there on the sideline, in particular a couple of the coaches, because I think I recognize that name from an insane comeback a few springs ago that we'll talk about in the second half. Launching this one up to no man's land is Turbush. It's going to be incomplete. Bryce Smith from Shepherd ended up being the closest player to it. So that'll bring up 4th down and long. We'll see Millington punt this one away here, but really trying to go downfield despite that monster lead closing in on the half. They could have ran the football a couple times and gone into halftime. Instead, they decided to stay very, very aggressive. 4th down and 10. Back deep to receive this one for the Jays is Bryce Smith along with Remy Hayworth. Junior and a senior back there. Back to punt it away. It looks like it is going to be Mr. Lane Jones. He's doing the punting and the kicking for Millington here in this one. Busy kicking the football. This is just his second punt of the first half. He's actually going to drop it, and so he's actually going to try and run this one. And he does have some room to the far side to possibly pick up the first down. I think he got it. What a heads-up play from Jones. He lost the ball. Then when he saw the opening on the right side of the field, the left side of the field, I think he thought to himself, I'm not going to try and kick this one. I might have a chance to run for it. He got a decent block downfield. The two punt returners for Shepherd were the guys closing in, trying to make the play. But every once in a while when that kick returner drops the football, there's that over pursuit. Looked like that's possibly what happened right there. I'm waiting to see. It looks like it is the Shepherd defense that's coming back out there. Still waiting on the official to make a call, but I do think they're going to give him the first down. Again, haven't seen a signal on the first down or anything like that. 25 seconds left to go. There's actually going to be a personal foul, a late hit that's going to go against Shepherd. And so it doesn't matter if he picks up the first or not. It's going to march Millington deep into Blue Jay territory. There it's already 34-0. And if you're Millington, you can continue to be aggressive again here. Now that you are at the Shepherd 30-yard line. As well as I want to say that's a big penalty, this, that, and the other, but the score is already a little out of hand. Could have been a late hit on the far sideline. The Blue Jay players trying to make sure the punter turned running back did not pick up a first down. Shotgun look for the Cardinals once again. In the slot to the right of the quarterback, Turbush, is Bryce Martin. He has been dangerous from that slot receiver spot. Man in motion, they fake it to him. Now they hand it off to Dallas Walsh. Walsh with a big opening to the left side. He's into the open field. Touchdown, Millington. 40-0. Now the score with 17 seconds left to go. And that is Walsh's fourth TD of this first half. Yeah, you talk about the powerhouse that this Millington team is. 12-1 last year. Dominant performance last week in their victory. Now dominating here again. And then another thing that's going to be big for them, playoff points-wise, beating a Division V opponent. It's going to give them a whole lot of playoff points in those D7 playoffs. And start to think about, I guess always the coach's job to focus on one game at a time. I make the joke that it's my job to look ahead. Ithaca, Millington, maybe deep in that D7 playoffs. We saw a really strong Ithaca team last night outlast Standish Sterling, who was really strong up front. Start thinking about the two fronts of these teams and the athletes, the running backs that we've seen with Dallas Walsh, Turbush, and Russell. And then I think about what I saw last night with Mikesell, and a big apology to those two guys. Mikesell will make sure they get that right. McKessel, I'd seen that name a few times before, but what happens when you assume? I won't say it over the airwaves, but we all know, and that's what happened to this guy last night. But what a great time being down in Ithaca. Things didn't work out well for our second half stream, but we're still getting everything figured out. It's great support down there. Great to see the Yellow Jackets pick up that big victory over Standish, 30-22. That Coach Steve Spranger from Clare asking me, what did you see from Standish in that game? And it was one of those, not a whole lot impressive, but, man, they did not give up, and they continued to fight and really had no business being in that game and somehow had a chance to try and tie it up at the end. Millington out there for the kick, 17 seconds left to go. The extra point blocked once again. But 40-0 is our score. We have not even reached the half. It will be a running clock to start the second half. And this kick's going to go in between the two returners into the end zone for a touchback. And so Shepherd, a chance to do something here, 17 seconds. Then you maybe run it. You have a big play happen, and maybe you try and get back up there, call a timeout, and do something. But that 40-0 score, this is turning into a life lessons type of game for these youngsters out there for the Shepherd Blue Jays. Big win last week over Elma. A powerhouse opponent comes to town, make it very, very difficult here tonight. I always make the joke, being down 40-0 at halftime is more difficult than when you get fired from a job when you get older. The life lessons these kids learn go a long, long way, so much more than the scoreboard. Short run for Easton Van Alstyne And that will bring us to the end of the first half. Our score, Millington 40, the Shepherd Blue Jays 0. We'll be back with our Gates Drilling and Service halftime report right after this here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
The Gates Drilling and Service halftime show is coming up right after this.
Jenna Gates.
And Kyle Gates here. We are the fifth generation with Gates Drilling and Service.
We've been serving our friends and neighbors in Michigan since 1893.
We have the latest and greatest well drilling technology, allowing us to put in wells where others can't.
Lake lots and tight spaces are no problem.
From our family to yours, thank you, and call at 989-772-7841 for all your well drilling and service needs.
Gates Drilling and Service, where Gates goes, water flows.
J&J Auto in Wademan is Mid-Michigan's elite automotive repair shop. J&J Auto offers complete collision repair and mechanical repair. Stop by on Wademan Road or call them today at 989-644-8908. J&J Auto, proud supporters of high school student athletes.
Welcome back on into the Mid-Michigan Sports Network and our Gates Drilling and Service halftime report. Some stats here from my main man, Jeremy Woodcocken. There's not a whole lot of Blue Jay stats with that 40-0 score, but I did tell him I don't need any Millington stats. What I could tell you is Dallas Walsh and Landon Russell have been great. Up front for the Jays, it's been tough. Tristan Fisher, 2 carries, 9 yards, and then Ty Burns, 1 carry, 3 yards. Van Alstyne, 2 carries, 2 yards. Eisenberger, 2 carries, minus 2 yards. Bryce Smith, 3 carries, minus 2 yards. And Robinson, 1 carry for minus 10 yards. It has been tough. Brady Robinson is 3 of 6 throwing the ball for 30 yards. Eisenberger, 1 of 3 for 9 yards. And when they've been throwing, it's Clevenger they want to get the ball to. He's got 2 catches for 17 yards. Fisher and Remy Hayworth both with 1 catch for 11 yards. And Clevenger, there was a couple balls that were short arm to him that I think he may have had a chance to catch, may have had a chance to make a play. When I look back at the drive chart, the very first play of the game, Landon Russell went 64 yards to the house. Jays got it, went 3 and out. Gave it back to Millington at their own 13. It was a good punt from Jay Bailey. But then it was a turnover on downs. Millington went deep into Shepherd territory. The Jays got it back with 3:19 left to go in the first quarter. And it looked like, hey, maybe we got ourselves a little bit of a battle here. They go 3 and out again, give it to Millington at their own 38. 2 plays later, 2 big Dallas Walsh runs. He's into the end zone for a touchdown. Shepherd then gets it at their own 36-yard line. They have a 4th down and 1 near midfield. They line up to go for it, maybe a little bit too long coming in with the quarterbacks switching spots. The 4th and 1 turns into a 4th down and 6. Shepherd punts it away. 3 plays later, 70-yard touchdown run from Dallas Walsh made it 21-0. And I feel like when he went in for that long run is kind of where the air came out of the sails, per se, with this Shepherd team. Blue Jays got it back at their own 39. They had a turnover on downs. Walsh, 5 plays later, in again for the TD. And the Jays went 3 and out again, getting the ball back with 5:37 left to go in the second quarter. And then it was 4 plays later, another touchdown from Landon Russell. It made it 34-0. The extra point was blocked. Shepherd got it again, went 3 and out again, had to punt it back to Millington, that 34-0 score. They only had 1:18 left to go, but Walsh was able to take it in for the touchdown with just under a minute remaining. 40-0 the score with the extra point blocked once again. That's the bright spot for the Blue Jays right now. A couple blocked extra points, but that is it. But I'll say it again. I'll say it the second half. This is a young Blue Jay team. What you want to see if you are the coaching staff is these kids continue to come out and fight like the score is 0-0, not 40-0, and start to learn and build this program going forward. Our score 40-0. Time to send it off to This Week in MHSA Sports with John Ross to give this guy a little bit of a break. When we come back, we'll have more of the Gates Drilling and Service halftime report as we tell you what the Shepherd Blue Jays are going to have to do, not necessarily even to come back and to win this game, but what they need to do to continue to build this program for the future with Coach Angel. Again, big win last week versus Elma, a game you probably didn't expect to win. I don't think they came in thinking, hey, we're going to really put some fight and we're going to take it to Millington, but I don't think they expected quite this either. 40-0 our halftime score. Time for This Week MHSA Sports with John Ross. We'll be back with more Gates Drilling and Service halftime report right after this on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
The celebration of school sports continues and the football playoffs hit the golden anniversary. I'm John Ross, and this is This Week in High School Sports, powered by Michigan Student Aid. Last week, we let you know that this is the MHSAA's 100th year, and how you can follow along as we celebrate school sports. One of those ways is social media posts highlighting MHSAA records, such as on September 2nd, 2010, Luke Wilcox of Portland St. Patrick returned an interception against Bath 100 yards for a touchdown. That's tied for the longest in MHSAA history. But this is also the 50th anniversary of the MHSAA football playoffs. The very first MHSAA football champions were crowned in 1975. It was Livonia Franklin in Class A, Dearborn Divine Child in Class B, Ishpeming in Class C, and Crystal Falls Forest Park in Class D. The Class A and D finals were played at Waldo Stadium in Kalamazoo, with Class B and C finals at Perry Short Stadium in Mount Pleasant. And only 4 teams in each class qualified for that postseason. In 1976, the finals moved to the Pontiac Silverdome, and they were played there until 2004. In 1977, the number of qualifiers doubled to 8, and then grew to 16 for each class in 1985. In 1990, the number of classes doubled from 4 to 8. And the final expansion for 11-player football came in 1999, when the number of qualifiers per class grew to 32. We'll have more on the 50th anniversary of the football playoffs later in the show. It's time for Game Balls, when we highlight a trio of standout performances from the past week. Utica Eisenhower senior Bryce Hurley, he scored 3 rushing touchdowns, 1 receiving touchdown, and returned a kickoff for a touchdown in a 33-16 win over Oxford. Woodhaven's Preston Scheffler, the freshman making his first start at quarterback, tossed 3 touchdown passes in a 20-0 win over Wyandotte Roosevelt. And to Rockford's Cade Friesen and Logan Haglund, they each returned an interception for a score in a 30-23 win over Cass Tech.
For high school seniors, the matchup of the year isn't on the court. It's actually online. That's right. When you fill out the FAFSA, the free application for federal student aid, you could also be eligible for thousands of dollars in additional money from the Michigan Achievement Scholarship. Now that's a matchup we can all root for. Get started today at michigan.gov/achievement. The Michigan Achievement Scholarship. It's a game changer.
Our weekly Be the Referee feature takes a look at the fine art of officiating with registered official Paige Winnie.
In soccer, a kicked ball that inadvertently touches a player's arm is not a handball. If a ball is kicked at someone's face and they instinctively put their hand in front of their face to block the ball, that is also not a handball. There was no intent. Handball or handling is called when the touch with a hand or arm is deliberate. However, if a ball glances off an offensive player's arm and goes into the goal is not allowed. Even if the touching was accidental or inadvertent, it's no goal. If the touching leads to an immediate goal-scoring opportunity, then it's also whistled for handling. As long as the inadvertent touching doesn't lead directly to a goal, it's play on.
Thanks, Paige. Now more than ever, we need officials. If you're interested, please go to the MHSAA website now to register. Back with more on the 50th anniversary of the MHSAA football playoffs. 8-player football was added in 2011 and split into 2 divisions in 2017. Farmington Hills Harrison has played in the most title games, 18, and they are tied with Jackson Lumen Christi for the most championships won, 13. Beale City and Crystal Falls Forest Park have each qualified for the postseason more than any other school, with 38 appearances each. Rockford has played in 28 straight playoffs, a record they are looking to extend to 29 this season. And the finals, as they have been since 2005, are at Ford Field in Detroit. Southfield A&T, Muskegon, Forest Hill Central, Harper Woods, Grand Rapids Catholic Central, Kingsley, Jackson, Lumen Christi, and Ubley are your reigning 11-player football state champions. Martin and Adrian Lenawee Christian are the returning champs in 8-player. The 50th MHSAA football postseason kicks off with district play on Friday, November 1st. Check out MHSAA.com for complete coverage all year long. You've been listening to This Week in High School Sports, powered by Michigan Student Aid, a production of the MHSAA Network. Thanks for joining us. I'm Sean Ross. We'll be back next week.
Welcome back inside our Gates Drilling and Service halftime report. 40-0 our halftime score. Whew. Not a good half for the Shepherd Blue Jays. Your boy kind of tripping up the stands. Just Shepherd having a rough night tonight. But it is going to be a great second half. Again, lessons learned from these kids is what it's going to be all about here in the second half. Take another quick break here on our Gates Drilling and Service halftime report. Come back, get you set up for the second half on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Mount Pleasant Heating and Air Conditioning has been family-owned and serving Mid-Michigan since 1962. They're dedicated to providing the best possible solution for your home or business. Mount Pleasant Heating and Air Conditioning is locally owned and supports our local community. For all of your heating and air conditioning needs, call Mount Pleasant Heating and Air Conditioning at 989-772-2881. Konwinski Construction offers a full range of construction services on small and large projects.
And again, welcome back in to our Gates Drilling and Service halftime report. Apologies to Konwinski Construction as things went a little wonky there during our commercial break. As we still get things rolling here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Working out the hiccups, working out the kinks. Stream looks great, though. Had some issues last night in Ithaca. Big apologies to all the Ithaca faithful who are sticking with us for that stream. Just didn't quite have the gigs down there, I will say. And looks like it was just a fluke incident as we are good to go here for our action with Shepherd and Millington. It's about a minute or so left of our halftime break. We're going to kind of close things out hearing from our friends Joe Barberry and ENS Graphics. When we come back, second half, it'll be Blue Jay football to see if they can get something going offensively against a strong Millington team. Our score, 4-0. Thanks for listening to the Gates Drilling and Service halftime report here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Hey, Rowan, want to toss the ball around?
No thanks.
A quick game of chess?
Maybe later.
Want me to teach you to ride a bike?
Papa, we did all that when I was little.
I guess you're right. Marbury Law's kept me so busy, time has just flown by.
There is one thing, though. You got any cookies?
Thought you'd never ask.
For over 4 decades, ENS Graphics has delivered confidence, trust, and peace of mind by providing their customers with expert service and using state-of-the-art technology. We all know in sports, what's on the inside counts the most. But when it comes to your business, school, organization, what's on the outside does matter. If your business needs anything printed, ENS Graphics can do it. If you want your business, school, club, organization, or team to look good, ENS Graphics will make you look good. ENS Graphics, a proud supporter of the Mid-Michigan community and their local athletes. Visit ensgraphics.com, visit them in Ithaca, or call on 989-875-2828. ENS Graphics, printing all things physical.
Welcome back in the Barberry Law Studios here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Second half of action and now underway with the Shepherd Blue Jays and the Millington Cardinals. 40-0 is our score. Running clock situation for the Blue Jays. All in a learning lesson now for those youngsters. Remy Hayworth, Noah Clevenger, Sam King, Ty Burns, Tristan Fisher, Brady Robinson at quarterback. And across the line, Nick Terwilliger, Noah Judge, Grady Swaffer, and Brett Payne. All-American Girl post-game show. Custom Fab Fabrication game. Assist of the game brought to you by Muff Oil and Gas. Timber of the game brought by Weber Brothers Sawmill. And the biggest thing, well, two biggest things, fabrication of the game, but the biggest thing are Zaid Batchelder, baller of the game. Short run there for the Jays. It's going to bring up second down now. And Shepherd still looking for their first down of this ball game. Have not been able to pick up one all night long. It has been tough sledding. The good part about this score, this second half for this young team, if you're Coach Angel, you take the score, you take the time out of everything. When you get to football, this turns into, let's get a first down. Let's get something successful going. You no longer have to worry about trying to come back in this one. Shotgun look. Running back right next to Robinson. He's got through him to the left. He's going to be brought down at the yard line from Millington. Burns was able to get himself the first time that Logan came in and kind of closed that one quickly. 3rd down and 3 for the Jays. Been in this type of situation 3 or 4 times tonight, but have not been able to pick it up. Had 4th down and 1. They were going to line up to go for it. Had a delay of game that put them back in 4th and 6. They tried attempting one more 4th down conversion. Did not happen. 40-0 our score. 9:30 left to go, 3rd quarter. Running clock here at Shepherd High School is the big lead. Dropping back, looking to throw. Kind of snaps it and throws that one immediately. Big hit in the backfield with Ty Burns and another Millington player getting tied up. Chase Millistan and Ty Burns kind of just both leveled each other there. They're a lot tougher than I am. I'd have been mad after that play. They got up and just kind of patted each other. So it's 4th down and short, and we do have the punting unit coming back out for the Blue Jays. And with the score the way it is, there's not really any point in trying to go for this here. Tonight is all about building for the future at this point for the Jays. And we talk about that Zaid Batchelder, baller of the game. Rarely could it ever go to a punter, but doing a great job back there punting away for the Blue Jays all night long has been John Bailey. Under a little duress here, he still gets off a terrific high punt. Nobody back deep to receive it for Millington with the score. They're just playing it safe as well. This one's going to be down at the 26-yard line. But another very, very decent punt out there for Bailey. So things to look forward to for the future for Shepherd. You know, your punting unit at least has things down, but you'd like it to be a little bit more than that here in this ball game. Our score remains 40-0. Clock continues to run as the two offenses come out onto the field. 8 minutes left to go in the ball game when Millington will snap this one. Millington really going to take their time on every possession here in the second half. Have their own 33. I formation look, the quarterback going under center and jumping off sides or a false start out there. It does look like it'll be a false start. All right, so a little bit of story time here. 40-0 score, 7 minutes left. I invite up King Henry, Mr. Henry Wiles, one of the most successful athletes to ever come out of Shepherd High School with what he's done on the flat track racing circuit. He comes up with a chat with him. But Coach Germain there on the other sideline, I'm not giving some credit to him maybe as a competitor here. Several years ago, it was Millington regional final action in softball. And oh boy, did it come down to the wire. The Blue Jay girls ended up scoring 7 runs or so, 8 runs, with 2 outs left, extra innings to come back and win. Both teams tied it up, I think 7th inning, and then in the 8th inning, 6 or 7 runs. The Blue Jays able to do battle with 2 were able to make it happen to come victorious. We're here at 40-0. Blue Jays trail Millington. Hand off second down for the Cardinals. Nowhere for the carrier to go that. And bring up 3rd and short. Again, if you're this is all about running the through to move. 6 to go. Only thing that'll stop it, penalty. Not even all cases in the penalty. A timeout and a touchdown will get that clock stopped or injury out on the field. And there's one very nice thing with the weather turning a little bit from last night and last week. I don't think cramping issues out. I formation 2 wide receivers. Turbush. The deep back. It's run. Field once again. Makes a man miss. The other. Turns now to the near side and going to go once again. Continues to match presence. I think we do have on the field. Well, the attack. It'll still be a first down for. Will be, but Landon Russ used to show the electric back position. He is a monster here tonight. Cardinals team. 40-0 the score. .40 left to go in our third quarter. Again, here, this monster for Millington. For them, kind of mark off. Again, it will be down yardage for Millington. And all Cardinals in this 5-4. Oh. I'm going to mark third down here. Pardon me, first down across the 50-yard. Again, side this one, 4 clock running with 5:30 left all game. Hand off to the deep back. Charging for his 4+1. So if you're having a little trouble stream once again, just trying to continue to work out the King podcast, and it's one of those we need to go live after half. 40-0 the score. 5 minutes left to go here in the quarter. Bush goes under, backs behind. Gets Shepard to jump for the Cardinals football team as they goal here against Shepard. 40-0, but the clock. So the only thing stop the clock is going to be penalty, touchdowns, and whirl that clock when don't even stop. Goes back under center to his right, backs behind him. For the ball, really close to first. So folks that are stream, test our connection and continue to kind of work in Sports Network. Score is 40-0. But we'll be right back on the Mid-Michigan Network to try and work on these issues, kind of cure things. Here on the Mid-Michigan Network is trying to work out the kinks, work on our early broadcast. Our 40-0 Millington. This is not a bad time. Testing us some things. Sponsors like Barberry Law, Service Bills, All-American Grill, and Heating and AC, Construction, Mechanical, and Oil and Gas Supply. First down yardage will be picked up by Millington on this third down and short, so they will continue to churn that clock. 3:30 left to go here in the third quarter. All right. So again, the Blue Jays got an injury. I think they might kind of jinx the Blue Jays. To test things, we're going to stop our live stream for a moment and try things down the. If we can get rolled and be another quick break here on the. Chris Spotman back with you here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Shepherd Blue Jays, Millington Cardinals. As we get the stream rolling back again to continue to try and test out things here to make sure we can bring you the best coverage possible. But again, I promise you, you're not missing a ton at this point as the score is 40-0. Shepherd trails Millington in this one. 3:25 left to go, third quarter. Running clock, handoff up the middle. Big tackle out there from Sam King. And again, that's what you're looking for if you're this coaching staff right now is effort effort on all these type of plays. When you get that type of effort, play after play after play, that is what you're looking for if you're these coaches here in this second half. 3 minutes left to go, third quarter. Millington continuing to take their time. And I'll go back to story time here a little bit again. Coach Germain from that far sideline, he was involved in one of the most epic softball battles I will ever see, no matter how long I'm calling high school sports. And so he's got a little bad taste in his mouth with Shepherd. I don't think he minds pouring it on here. And again, his guys just coming out there running the offense. They're churning the clock here. It was 40-0 at half, still 40-0 with 2.5 left in the third quarter. And also, the starting running backs are out of the game as well. They pitch it to the far side, looking to get that outside edge as the ball carrier. He's going to be brought down near first down yards. Actually, will give him the first down. And Ty Burns a little hitching his giddy up out there for Shepherd. But he doesn't want to come out of the game. And, again, that's what you're looking for if you are these Shepherd coaches, is that type of effort, that type of pursuit here in the second half, despite the lopsided score. First down and 10. We'll call it the 16-yard line for Millington. Now under 2 minutes remaining, as again, this third quarter is going very, very fast. Under center goes Turbush, 2 running backs behind him. Going to hand it off to the deep back, looking to get that outside edge and getting it. Now turning back in. The fumble ball is loose. It looks like Millington has recovered it, but maybe a little momentum there for Shepherd if they were able to dive on that one. But it will stay Millington football. 1:30 left to go here in our third quarter. Couple substitutions coming in for the Cardinals. Turbush coming back in with the play. In all, Millington in this one, 40-0, our score. In that fourth quarter, we'll take a look at some of the other scores around the Mid-Michigan area. I know Bay City John Glenn was putting it on Elma. Mount Pleasant was looking really strong against Saginaw United. Sacred Heart Academy, a big winner over Engadine. Still waiting to get a Beale City Roscommon score. We'll check on that. So pitch, looking to get that far outside edge as the ball carrier turns it in. Sam King with a hard hit, but still plugging forward as the ball carrier, looking to get into the end zone. Pushing that pile is the offensive line. They end up pushing it back, still waiting for the ball to, waving it dead, forward motion there. They eventually do. It'll be another first down for Millington. 35 seconds left to go here, third quarter. I imagine Millington is going to have to take one more snap here in this third quarter. Actually, as they look to the sideline, I don't think they're going to need to do so. We're going to head to the fourth. Running clock style, it is going to go fast. Shepherd Blue Jays trail Millington 40-0 as we head to the fourth quarter here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Thanks so much for joining us for the coverage.
The Bird in downtown Mount Pleasant, open every day but Sunday for lunch and dinner. Delicious pizza, the world-famous Bird Burger, handcrafted, fresh-baked subs, many apps, and much more. There's something for everyone at The Bird in downtown Mount Pleasant, where friends gather like family. The Bird, supporting high school sports in mid-Michigan for nearly 100 years.
Jenna Gates
and Kyle Gates here. We are the 5th generation with Gates Drilling and Service.
We've been serving our friends and neighbors in Michigan since 1893.
We have the latest and greatest well drilling technology, allowing us to put in wells where others can't.
Lake lots and tight spaces are no problem.
From our family to yours, thank you, and call at 989-772-7841 for all your well drilling and service needs.
Gates Drilling and Service, where Gates goes, water flows.
Bill's Custom Fab can handle any job you need, from large-scale steel building projects to fixing your favorite stainless serving pan. Bill's Custom Fab can weld and fabricate anything. Call today at 989-772-5817 or stop by on Gover Parkway in Mount Pleasant. Good luck to all of our local athletes from Bill's Custom Fab.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back inside the Mid-Michigan Sports Network in our Barberry Law Studios, built by Konwinski Construction. First down and goal for Millington as we start the fourth quarter. Going under center is Turbosh. He dives in, waiting for the signal. Touchdown, Millington. It is now 46-0. Cardinals on top. Clock will stop for a moment with that TD, but it is all Cardinals, and it's all Beale City up 35-0 over Roscommon. Mount Pleasant with a comfortable lead as well. Ithaca a winner last night. Sacred Heart Academy a winner here tonight. And so Beale, Ithaca, Sacred Heart Academy, all 2-0 on the year. Still waiting to hear from Claire Sanford Meridian as well. But we do know the Irish, the Aggies, the Oilers, all looking in good shape tonight. And it was a big win for Ithaca last night, 30-22 over a really, really good Standish Sterling team. You go back 4 years, that rivalry to start the season is now 2-2. Standish winning the first two, and the Yellow Jackets winning the last two. Extra point is up, and it is good. 47-0 the score. All Millington here. We'll keep the broadcast right here for now. Thanks to more of our sponsors like Isabella Bank. Big shout out to Pam Stevens and the crew there, Jim Biner, for supporting what we do here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. And I'll continue to make this joke with them all year long. You want to know how much they support local high school sports? Go look at the scoreboards around your school, around your facilities, whether it's baseball, whether it's football, whether it's basketball. And one of those scoreboards probably says Isabella Bank on it. And if not, they're doing something else to support local high school sports. So a big shout out to them for supporting what we do here, along with Schaefer's Bait and Sporting Goods, Gross Farms, and Brad Gross Electric, Rick's Food Center, Doozy's Ice Cream Place, Boomer's Lawn Care, Barry Funeral Home, Friends Joe Wentworth, Pratum Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates, The Diner, Block Electric, and Mount Pleasant Public Schools like to welcome everybody back to school. And they are also hiring. One of the biggest employers in Isabella County is Mount Pleasant Public Schools. They are hiring bus drivers, and they have paid training for all those bus drivers as well. They also need subs and parapros. Get started on all the subbing stuff, willsub.com, or head to Mount Pleasant Schools, mtpleasantschools with an S.net. Big shout out to Jen Verlager and Jason McIntyre and all the folks at Mount Pleasant Public Schools for supporting what we do here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Yeah, we're here at a Shepherd game, but they want to support what I'm doing for these local kids. So Mount Pleasant Public Schools, a big shout-out to you. Bryce Smith's going to field the kickoff inside the 10 or right around the 10-yard line. He's going to take it outside the 30-yard line for the Shepherd Blue Jays. That is where they will start this possession. And you know a game is out of hand when your boy here just kind of puts away the drive chart. You know, when the drive chart's gone, that's when I know the game is really out of hand. If you're the Blue Jays, first downs matter. You want to keep your offense out on the field, but I feel like that's all that matters right now is picking up some first downs, getting something going positive here, as the Blue Jays have still not picked up one first down in this entire ball game. Give a whole lot of credit to that Millington defense, who has been really, really good. Mason Eisenberger in at quarterback. They hand it off to Tristan Fisher. Fisher looks to get the outside edge. He's going to be brought down on the far side of the field. A Millington defender, I believe in on that tackle was Logan Myers. They do have a fifth quarter player in wearing number 23 out there that I actually just don't have his info. And so if you hear me say the word ball carrier or tackler, I might be referring to that young man. 2nd down and 6 for the Blue Jays, maybe a long 6. Clock continues to churn here with this running clock and the lopsided score. Your Bird All-American Grill post-game show. The only place that I post-game, the Bird Bar and Grill, downtown Mount Pleasant. We'll talk about the Bills Custom Fab fabrication of the game, the Zaid Batchelder baller of the game, the Mumford Oil and Supply assist of the game, the timber of the game, and so much more as we give love to some of our big sponsors. Short run for the Blue Jays is going to bring up 3rd down and 5. Be under 10 minutes remaining in the ball game with this next snap. Eisenberger looking to the sideline, getting the play. Trotting back in out there offensively is Noah Clevenger. Again, I'll go through this list here. Clevenger, Robinson, Van Alstyne, Wes Cluley, Mason Eisenberger, Ty Burns, Nick Terwilliger, Frank Irvin. A lot of the names that I have called out here tonight are just sophomores for the Shepherd Blue Jays. They have got a lot of time to continue to hone their skills on this football field, have a chance to be a powerhouse in a year or two when they are upperclassmen. Pass is going to be completed. There is the first Blue Jay first down. Nice pitch and catch from Mason Eisenberger, hitting Noah Clevenger on the out. First down yardage for the Blue Jays as they near the 50-yard line. 9:20 left to go here in our ball game. But nice pitch and catch right there from Eisenberger to Clevenger And if I think about the best player offensively, I feel like it's been Noah Clevenger. There's been a few times where he's been open. The throw has been a bit short-armed, and when it's been at him, he's gone up and made the play. And he also made a nice defensive play on offense early in the game to kind of save an interception as well. So as we think about our Zaid Batchelder baller of the game, that young man kind of has his name in the running, but Chris Gall has done really well out there from his offensive and defensive line position, and he had just back-to-back moments. I believe it was in that second quarter where he just made some huge, huge plays, and that was the only time that Millington had to punt or turn over on downs. Only been 2 possessions where they haven't taken it into the end zone, and that was one of them right there. So as we think about that Zaid Batchelder baller of the game, I think Chris Gall kind of writing his name in there right now, maybe with a little extra credit going to Noah Clevenger as well. 9 minutes left to go on our ball game. A timeout on the field. 47-0 is the score. Continue to keep it right here. And thanks some of our great friends like Bryce Updegraff and Joe Wentworth with Bradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates. The Bird All-American Grill in downtown Mount Pleasant, the only place you'll ever find this guy post-gaming. Bill's Custom Fab will have the fabrication of the game. Gates Drilling and Service halftime report. Our friends at Barberry Law Firm coming to you from the Barberry Law Studios. I thank just everybody who's made it possible for me to be able to bring you these ball games, and with the coverage we're able to do with the video, the commercials, I think it's really cool and kind of above and beyond what most people are seeing with high school sports, and it's only going to get better. As Mike Greenberg says, the ESPN be back and better than ever tomorrow. So I feel about every one of these broadcasts when we get off the air. It's like, man, that went well. The Ithaca second half didn't go fantastic yesterday, but get off the air, feel like, all right, that went great, but we could work on this, we could work on that, and it's mostly this guy, buddy Adam Gursky, doing a great job with the camera. Jeremy Woodcock here tonight, be able to provide me some stats. Now second down for the Blue Jays as they weren't able to pick up anything on the ground there. And just great to be here tonight for Military Night and see those veterans honored. Another shout out to Adam Gursky on the camera here. Our vet at the Mid-Michigan Sports Network, much braver and much tougher than I am. I don't even know what I would do if I was in one of those situations where I had a drill sergeant even yelling at me, let alone anything else. Shotgun look for Eisenberger. He's going to roll to his right. He's got some time. Complete to Tristan Fisher. Fisher looks to turn it upfield. It's a nice open field tackle from Millington. Tell you what, Millington continues to fight out there, too, despite this big lead. 8 minutes left to go in the ball game. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 4. Blue Jays did pick up their first down of the game moments ago on this drive. I imagine this will be 4-down territory if you're the Jays. Not really any harm in giving the ball back to this Millington team at this point. You just want to continue to practice the offense as much as you can, so you'd love to pick up this 3rd down to keep them out there. Eisenberger in the gun. Running back 9 lined up next to him is Easton Van Alstyne. Rolling to his left. He's going to turn and throw. It's caught by Fisher. He's got 1st down yardage inside the 45. Looks to stay in bounds. He goes out of bounds. If he stays in, Tristan Fisher is still running to the end zone for the first Blue Jay touchdown of the evening. He gets tripped up and goes out of bounds. This is where if you're Millington, you got some of the underclassmen, some of the backups in there. Those seniors, everybody on the sideline for Millington, they're yelling at them. They do not want them to give up a score. They want those guys to continue to fight and fight and fight out there. 1st down and 10 for the Jays at the Millington 35-yard line. If you are Coach Robinson, Coach Angel, Coach Russell, and the crew, you would love to get a touchdown here and get some confidence moving forward with this young Shepherd Blue Jay team. Hand off the ball, looking for some room. Up the middle is Van Alstyne. He's going to pick up 5 or 6 yards and kind of spins his way for another yard or 2. A little extracurricular activity out there right now between both teams. I don't necessarily see any flags coming out. And Shepherd, I mentioned Standish Sterling next week, Ogama Heights after that, and so things aren't going to get any easier for the Blue Jays as that Jack Pine 1 conference just looks like a little bit of a gauntlet right now with everybody going 1-0 last week, and Standish and falling to Ithaca last night. But that was a battle-tested game. They were down 21-0 at the half, lost at 30-22. They handed off once again for Van Alstyne. There's nowhere for him to go. He's going to be brought down to the backfield, but Van Alstyne did the best he could on that one. Did a good job not trying to do anything fancy. Sometimes if you're going to be tackled for a 2-yard loss, the best thing to do is to make it a 1-yard loss. Another third down situation for the Jays. They've converted 2 on this drive. 5:30 left to go in the ball game. Our score 47-0. Monster lead out there for the Millington Cardinals. Jays heading up to the line of scrimmage. Deering going to be lined up at wide receiver in the slot to the right. Shotgun look for Eisenberger. They're going to hand it off to Tristan Fisher. He's got to turn wide to get that outside edge. He's going to be brought down in the backfield. Big open field tackle out there. Again, that's 33 for Millington. That's a fifth quarter player out there making that play for Millington. And so a big tackle. And that's a sophomore for Millington as I continue to give these Shepherd players credit. Big tackle out there from the Cardinals, and they continue to dominate here. It's 47-0. We're under 5 minutes left in our ball game. Mason Eisenberger is out there with the fourth down play as the Jays will attempt to pick up their third first down on this drive. Going to be 3 wide receivers lined up to the left of Eisenberger. Also lined up to the left of the quarterback is the running back in the backfield, Eisenberger. They're going to roll him that way. Turns, throws it downfield, got a man out there. It's going to be intercepted by Millington. The aforementioned 33 fifth quarter player that I don't have on the roster comes up with it, but not a bad play there for Mason Eisenberger. He rolled out, he gave his guy, Noah Clevenger, a chance to go up and get it, and it was just a good play from the Millington defense to come up with the interception. And as the Millington offense comes back out, the clock continues to run as we go under 4 minutes remaining here in our fourth quarter in a game that has been all Millington Cardinals. Our score was 40-0 at the half. It's gone very quickly here in this one. We've got our Bird All-American Grill post-game show coming up. Millington has it inside their own 10-yard line, but they don't care because they just got to run 3 minutes of the clock off here. Couple first downs, and the Cardinals are going to be 2-0 on the season. Again, this is a team that went 12-1 last year, and they don't have a single underclassman on their roster. So we've seen a couple fifth quarter guys out there, but this is a team that's all juniors, all seniors. They are expecting to make some big noise come playoff time. And as I got my man Jeremy Woodcock here with me, I know Terry Hesbrook, Jordan Hesbrook, and the rest of the coaches probably watching some of this game, probably watching some of this film, preparing for a possible battle with this Cardinal team late down the road, something that we could be seeing as well. Got 3 games scheduled for Shepherd, 3 for Sacred Heart, 3 for Beale, still pending some AD approval, 2 for Mount Pleasant, 2 for Clare, and 2 for Ithaca. And then once the playoffs get here, we're going to kind of roll out our coverage, do as much as we can. Hopefully we got some Friday, Saturday contests. Hand off to the tailback for Millington. He's into the open field, and he might go all of the way. It's Quinnell Tanner into the, and he's going to go across the 30, across the 20. Tanner's going to take it to the house. Clevenger fights him, but I think he got in. I'm waiting to see the sign for it. It is a touchdown, but as I continue to talk about that Zaid Batchelder baller of the game, the effort on that play from Noah Clevenger to continue to chase that young man to try and push him out of bounds, that means a lot to this guy calling these games. That was some special effort out there from the sophomore for the Shepherd Blue Jays. It is now 53-0. The clock will stop again. 2:21 left to go in the fourth quarter. Again, it wasn't quite there for Shepherd tonight except for the effort. That's one thing I want to give a bunch of these kids credit for. They have played their hearts out, but they just ran into a buzzsaw. Shout out to Weber Brothers Sawmill as Millington has just been absolutely outstanding. We'll take another break here after this extra point to hear from our friends Joe Barberry and Nick Houghton and the crew down at ENS Graphics. 53-0 is the score after the extra point. We'll take a break, and we'll come back to wrap up this fourth quarter and head into our Bird All-American Grill postgame show. Millington 54, Shepherd 0 here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Hey, Rowan, want to toss the ball around?
No, thanks.
A quick game of chess?
Maybe later.
Want me to teach you to ride a bike?
Papa, we did all that when I was little.
I guess you're right. Marbury Law's kept me so busy, time has just flown by.
There is one thing, though. You got any cookies?
thought you'd never ask.
For over 4 decades, ENS Graphics has delivered confidence, trust, and peace of mind by providing their customers with expert service and using state-of-the-art technology. We all know in sports, what's on the inside counts the most. But when it comes to your business, school, organization, what's on the outside does matter. If your business needs anything printed, ENS Graphics can do it. If you want your business, school, club, organization, or team to look good, ENS Graphics will make you look good. ENS Graphics, a proud supporter of the Mid-Michigan community and their local athletes. Visit ensgraphics.com, visit them in Ithaca, or call on 989-875-2828. ENS Graphics, printing all things physical.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back inside the Mid-Michigan Sports Network in our Barberry Law Studios, built by Konowinski Construction, designed by our friends at ENS Graphics that you just saw right there. I'll give a shout out to ENS Graphics and my friend Dina hanging by a thread. If you want to look good, ENS Graphics can do all the printing for you. If you want your clothes to look good, Dina and the crew can do all the embroidery for you. Everywhere I go, somebody asked me for a Mid-Michigan Sports Network hat, and we're going to keep printing them off until just about everybody gets one is my goal. But shout out to Dina at Hanging by a Thread and Nick at ENS Graphics, doing a fantastic job making this guy look good, which if you know me, it's not an easy thing to do. And so they're working really hard to make sure I look good. Nowhere for Van Alstyne to go as he's tackled in the backfield. That could be the final play of the game as the stands kind of start to clear out here at Shepherd. Not what these fans wanted on Veterans Night, a 54-0 loss to Millington. Again, Millington just an absolute powerhouse in Division 7. They're going to be a force to be reckoned with all year long. Shepherd will fall to 1-1 on the season, and now Millington 49-6 over Reese and a shutout victory here, 54-0 over the Blue Jays. And that will wrap it up right there. 54-0 our final. All Millington in this one. We've got our Bird All-American Grill post-game show coming right up. We'll talk about the Mumford Oil and Gas Supply assist of the game, our Weber Brothers Sawmill timber of the game, the Bill's Custom Fab fabrication of the game, and the biggest award, the Zaid Batchelder baller of the game. We'll talk about it all coming up here in our Bird All-American Grill post-game show right now on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Central Michigan Sand and Gravel, just like our student athletes, they bring it. If you need sand or gravel, they bring it to you with fast service and a great price. Of your sand and gravel needs, call Central Michigan Sand and Gravel today at 989-382-7089. Central Michigan Sand and Gravel, a proud supporter of our student athletes competing for their schools. The Diner, where homemade favorites come to life every day for breakfast and lunch. From fluffy pancakes to savory sandwiches, The Diner has your cravings covered. Discover the perfect blend of comfort food and camaraderie at The Diner. Join them every Friday night till 7 for their famous fish fry. The Diner on North Mission, Mount Pleasant. Handsome Ben's Fab provides professional fabrication work for your home or business. MIG, TIG, and ARC AWS certified, Handsome Ben can fabricate your dreams with steel, aluminum, and stainless steel. Handsome Ben brings 20 years of professional fabrication experience to you. Call Handsome Ben today at 989-802-2405. Bryce Updegraff with Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates thanks the coaches and officials who put in the time to help student athletes achieve their dreams and goals. For all of your real estate needs, the Bryce is right with Bryce Updegraff. With Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates, 989-620-6595.
A special thank you to all of our coaches, officials, and student athletes. Now it's time for the Bird All-American Grill postgame show.
Welcome on into the Bird All-American Grill post-game show from the Barberry Laws Studios. Time to put a bow on this one. Not a great night for the Shepherd Blue Jays, falling 54-0 to the Millington Cardinals. But hey, we were able to get that stream to work out in the second half as we continue to work out the hiccups, the kinks, and the jinx here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network to bring you the best possible coverage and the most coverage. I'm so excited what's going to be coming up for baseball, softball, and basketball season, because that's when you guys really going to be able to tick, 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 turn up the dial on the broadcast. I'm here for every Thursday, Friday night game we possibly are. Also might possibly be in Ogama tomorrow for some Beale City Middle School football. But we've got to work out all the hijinks here with our connections before we do that. Big game for the Aggie Middle School team tomorrow versus Ogama Heights. Will be one of the toughest contests they have had in Thomas McCann's 5-6 years or so running things for that Beale City Middle School football program. But should be an exciting one. If we can be there, we will. But next week, planning on having a little bit of Mount Pleasant Midland Dow volleyball coverage as long as I get AD approval from Jason McIntyre. And next Friday will be our first look at the Mount Pleasant Oiler football team as they have a big test against Midland Dow. They'll come into that game at 1-1 as they fell to Saginaw Heritage last week. They bested Saginaw United tonight. So it'll be a big test for the Oilers next week to see if they can move 2-1 on the season and kind of start things off in the Saginaw Valley League as Heritage. I think it'd technically be a non-league game because they'd be in the SVL South, but we'll check on that more. We'll have more podcasts coming next week with our Let's Talk Football podcast. I'll catch up with Coach McIntyre, Coach Gross, and Coach Sprenger from Beale City, Clare, and Mount Pleasant High School. But some stats tonight, not the greatest for the Shepherd Blue Jays. Ty Burns, 3 carries for 11 yards. Easton Van Alstyne, more towards the end of the game, 7 carries for 10 yards. Tristan Fisher, 4 carries for 10 yards. Passing the ball, Mason Eisenberger, 4 for 7 for 35 yards. Brady Robinson, 3 for 7 for 30 yards. Receiving, Tristan Fisher, 3 catches for 27 yards. Same stats for Noah Clevenger. Remy Hayworth with 1 catch for 11 yards. Think about our Bill's Custom Fab fabrication of the game. Want to give all the awards to the Shepherd Blue Jay boys, but that one's got to go to Landon Russell. The very first play of the game from scrimmage, he took it to the house, and that kind of set the tone going forward that Millington was going to be a dominant force here tonight in this one. Still get that Bill's Custom Fab fabrication of the game. Mumford Oil and Supply assist of the game. Wasn't a whole lot of tosses out there, but there was that one nice connection with Tristan Fisher from Mason Eisenberger to pick up a first down on the last drive. So we'll go with that. Weber Brothers Sawmill Timber of the game, and our Zaid Batchelor Baller of the game. Think going to be going to the same guy here, but we got to give a little love to my main man, Zaid Batchelder. This is Zaid's Song of Love that you're going to start to hear on every post game as we award our Zaid Batchelder Baller of the game. We'll be back with that here in just a sec after a little bit of a jam.
Well, hey there, Zaid. This Song of Love is just for you. So turn it up. Peekaboo, Zaid, I see you, and we wrote a song about what you do. Like listening to music and going outside, wearing a smile on your face so wide, yeah. Woo!
Yes, it is time for that Zaid Batchelder Baller of the game, and 54-0, not the way the Blue Jays would like it to go, but that defensive front was really strong for Shepherd. All the damage done was to the outside for that Millington rushing attack, maybe a little bit more up the middle in the second half, but it was a great defensive attack up front for the Shepherd Blue Jays. Nick Terwilliger, Grady Swafford, Jay Steering, Cluley, Burns, King for the linebacker position. But Chris Gall had a few big plays out there and a few big hits out there. J&J Auto Collision Report from his defensive line position. So the Zaid Batchelder Baller of the game going to Mr. Chris Gall, the junior offensive and defensive lineman for the Shepherd Blue Jays. And that's going to wrap things up for tonight. Possibly tomorrow, 7 o'clock kickoff in Ogama. We'll keep you updated on Facebook. I'll also have some score updates either tonight, tomorrow morning, while all of our varsity contests. And I'm sorry I missed the JV. Said we're going to continue to get things rolling. As Mike Greenberg says, we'll be back and better than ever tomorrow here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Thanks so much for joining me from the Barberry Law Studios. More action coming up tomorrow or possibly next week. And you can find everything, all my podcasts, all my games, all the links are at MidMichiganSportsNetwork.com. You can find just about every game with the partnership of the MHSAA and the NFHS Network. Chris Bachman signing off on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.